Oh, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Replit deep dive. This is a special event. Yesterday, we announced the new Replit Agent 4, which I'm sure many of you have been playing with, and it is full of all sorts of new capabilities, which we are excited to demo. We have been going nuts playing with these on the back end. There are a lot of things you can do now with the Replit agent. If you thought it was powerful before, you have not seen anything yet. And so yesterday we did a very beautiful, polished, like, here's what this thing can do. Today we're going to give you a hands-on experience of what it's like to work with it. So we're going to walk you through the UI itself, what's changed, and hopefully by the end of this, we're going to have a web application and a mobile application that kind of talk to themselves using the same backend. So we're going to run through the full gamut of what's possible here. But before we do that, Francisco, what say you as we kind of go through this Agent 4 launch?
Oh yeah, very excited to kind of see it all come together. It was very fun to be on the polished video and everything else that you all saw yesterday. But I'm very excited to be back here with Raimara to kind of kick off what comes next. But a huge shout out to all the folks that are joining us. I'm seeing them from all over the world: Rachir, Dario, Jack Mix Apps, and KG. Always great to see you all. But again, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm excited. But yeah, kick us off, Raimar.
Yeah, I'm seeing somebody said they can't hear something. So let us know if that's just an anomaly or if other folks are having that problem too. But here's what we're going to run through today. I think the audio is okay, but let us know, audience, if we're not. Let's see. Check. Yeah, there we go. It should be fine. Run of show. Okay, here's what we're doing. Francisco's going to give us some community updates. We're going to take your live audience sentiment. So if you are new to our live streams, we do live polling. So we have some live polls set up. If you are not familiar with that, can somebody maybe drop that in the chat in the background here? It's in the description of the YouTube video. So if you go to the description of the YouTube video, we always have this like live resource hub. On that resource hub will be the things that we're working on today, as well as all the other projects that we've kind of done over time. And so you can go get the links and the live polling that we're going to be doing. We'll drop that in the chat. Go ahead and log in there. That is going to be a lot of fun here. We just want to get your sentiment on what's going on. We're then going to review the 4 pillars of the new Agent 4. So design freely, ship anything, build together, move faster, kind of like the 4 core elements of Agent 4. We'll give you a review of the UI, and then we're going to jump into this live build and deep dive. We're going to spend probably 2 hours today going through this. And if we have time, we'll share some things we've been tinkering. Both Manny and I, Manny's in the background, shout out Manny. And we've both kind of been tinkering with some stuff. So hopefully if we have some time or in between, we'll sprinkle in these other little things. Otherwise, tomorrow we have a really fantastic show for you all. And then we'll do Q&A throughout the stream, just like we usually do. So again, what we're going to build today is a live chat app. We're going to build something that's like a Discord style ephemeral chat application that is going to hopefully work across the web and mobile devices. And so we'll have an expo link. We'll try some things out. We'll have mobile, we'll have web, we'll have everyone hopefully by the end of the stream chatting inside of a unified experience, inside of a single Replit project, which is something that I know lots of people are excited about. And before we go into like the nitty gritty here, Francisco, why don't you give us a heads up? There's lots of stuff happening in the community. What do people have to look forward to here?
Yeah, absolutely. First thing, before I even dive into these points, I just want to say we've been really hard at work at just kind of building up the community infrastructure here at Replit. So just making sure we have all different programming in place and just like different ways to engage with folks and really kind of optimize how we even bring in your feedback and everything else that kind of helps shape the product every day. So all I want to say is that there is so much coming. Like I think Agent 4 is kind of the kickoff point for us to go a lot more public with all of these. You're going to see a lot more live stream sessions, programming, opportunities to get involved, opportunities to get swag. I'm hard at work and getting swag in everyone's hands very, very soon. And tomorrow we're doing something very, very new. Weimar had always had this idea of just like, how do we get this more engaging? How do we kind of kick it up a notch? And we're actually going to be streaming live from the headquarters office. We're so lucky that both Manny and Reimar are joining us here in Foster City currently. So we're all going to be here in the office together. And we're going to test out something a little more experimental that I'm very excited for. And you're going to be able to maybe meet some cool folks. Are going to come by, some surprise guests from the office now that the launch is finally wrapped up and people have gotten a little bit of sleep. So very excited for that to come soon. Tomorrow, please be sure to sign up. We'll be dropping in a link for you to kind of keep up with what's happening. The second is just sign up for our calendar, our upcoming community calendar. It's the best way to know what's coming up next. We have over 21 live streams planned, and that's just the kind of the beginning between now and the next 6 weeks. So there's so much more content coming your way. We're going to be experimenting with new formats, different ways to kind of help educate you like on how to kind of best use the tool for whatever of the projects you're working on. And just a lot more to come. And again, tomorrow's going to be a fun experiment. I think we're going to be doing a lot more as we continue to grow and engage with our community. And the last, go ahead, Raymar.
No, just cheering you on. Yeah. I'm excited. Sorry.
No, very, very stoked.
Active listening. No.
Yes. And then the last is a new community hub. Raimar put together an incredible community hub that kind of has all the things that are happening. We'll be dropping in a link to all of this here shortly after I hop here. And that is the best way to keep up with what's going on. Again, we have over 21 live streams coming up. We have in-person events happening. A big shout out to Ezimbubu, who is actually having her first in-person event in Ghana coming up very, very soon. I know there's upcoming events in Peru, New York, Boston, and just all over. So there's so much more happening here. And we're very excited to kind of showcase what's coming up next. So with that, the last thing I'll say is for anyone that's coming in new, at the end of this call, there'll be a email that goes out with all of the different resources, place to sign up for the calendar, and also recording of the event. So very excited for this live session and excited for tomorrow's as well. You do not want to miss either. I'm so happy you're here. And with that, I'll pass it back over to Reimar.
Yeah, and I just want to share, I'm sure showing this on the screen, the community hub. We also have, again, this backstage. If you're not in here, let's see, there's 105 of you on the backstage. So again, that link's available. We always have this builders hub here. So again, these resources are here. And then you can always go back and see all of the different projects we build. So we're trying to create a cool library of these. And we're, like Francisco said, we're trying to kind of elevate how we think about all of this content and really double down on a lot of this stuff. So very excited to have everyone who's hanging with us. Thank you for tuning in week after week. It's a lot of fun. And I think, what's the next slide? Let's go back through this. All right, here, if you don't have it set up and you want to jump in, this is for the live polling. So again, we're going to do some live polling here in just a second. And we're going to cover this in just a second as well. We'll cover the whole UI. Yeah, so don't stress this. Once we jump into the app, we're going to cover all of this, but wanted to give you a heads up of kind of what's new. The homepage, there's a refined UI throughout the whole application. We'll take you through the task sidebar, the task board, and the multi-artifacts library, which are kind of the core of what we're going to focus on today. And I think that's mostly it. I think, yeah, Francisco, I think that's kind of all we got before we just kind of get into the mix of it, huh?
Yeah, I just want to say a quick shout out to Chris, Joyce, and Ed and Boo Boo. We just talked about your event. Great to see you all again here. With that, oh yeah, I'll pass it back over to Rymar and excited to see what y'all kick off.
All right, let's do this. Why is my music not playing on some of those slides, huh? Okay, so Agent 4 is full of lots of things, right? The biggest idea here is how can we accelerate your workflow? How can we get out of your way, allow you to do things that you've been thinking of for a long time? Specifically, building multiple assets inside of the same Replit project. One of the biggest things we've heard from folks over the last handful of weeks, months doing these streams is like, hey, I have a mobile app, I want to build a web app. I have a web app, I want to build a mobile app. I'm doing these slides, but the slides don't have the context of the project. I have to start a new thing for the slide. And so with Agent 4, you can do all of those things inside of one wheelhouse, and we're going to show you that. Design freely, there's this beautiful canvas, and a lot of people are saying like, hey, I'm not really sure how to use this. It's not super intuitive if you're not a design minded person, or if you haven't really explored how to use that. So hopefully today you'll have a nice takeaway of, again, how to use these assets that we're working with here. Let me go to the next slide. Move faster and build together. So build together is this idea that you can bring in other people into the same project. For a while, Replit has been a very powerful IDE and agentic builder, but sometimes when you bring other people into the project, it's hard to kind of compartmentalize what everyone's doing and not step on each other's toes. Again, with Agent 4, it's going to become a lot easier for you all to invite other people into the project. And I would encourage you to go watch the live stream from yesterday where Matt and Francisco went on a deep dive about what's new with the platform. They kind of walked you through like the nuances of the new UI and some of that stuff. We're not going to go too deep into that. We're going to focus mostly on building, but I wanted you to like understand some of the value and some of the real benefit of these new features, what we're calling these 4 pillars of Agent 4. And then for pro and enterprise users, you're going to be able to kind of parallelize. Parallelize. It's such a weird word. Basically, you're going to be able to do lots of things in sequence, right? In Agent 3, if you had a prompt or something to do, it was basically just one thing at a time, right? You could queue up a couple things in the queue and have them go into the main chat, but there was no way for you to really think about like, what if I want to plan this thing and let it run for a day? What if I want to plan a whole batch of tasks and then just walk away completely? Or what if I want a bunch of tasks running in the background and then I want to go work on the design of the application and then be able to take that design and bring it back into the back end that's been built? And up until now, those things had not really been possible, and they are now, right? They absolutely are now. And so let's go back into here. Let's bring Manny in. What's up, Manny?
Hey, how's it going? What's up, Rymar? What's up, everybody? Good to see you in the chat.
Yeah, so here's what's going to happen. Let me open this up. Oh, you know what? Let's go to the live polls real quick. Let's go see, are people in the polls? Let's go into this one here. So, all right, let's do the first one. Let's do what best describes you. If you're watching us right now, what best describes you as as a builder? Are you a freelancer? Are you just curious about Replit and kind of vibe code in general? Are you a software developer? Are you an agency principal? Like, do you own an agency? Are you building an agency? Are you mostly a designer? Right? Like lots of designers are now excited to vibe code. It's one of the biggest growing sectors in the vibe code space because designers are no longer limited by code. And then executives, like, are you an executive? Do you work in an enterprise? Anything like that? So we're going to give this some time to flesh out here. I'm seeing mostly software developers right now. If you're watching, let me give this a zoom in and let me close the chat so we can go bigger here.
And I'm dropping these links in LinkedIn and X as well for everybody.
Yeah, we'll just copy this link. We'll put the QR code up on the screen. We'll give this a little bit of time to Live poll. Yeah, we'll give this a little bit of time to propagate. We've got 57 total responses, 130 people coming online right now. So we'll just give this another second. But Manny, what's your thought here as just initial thoughts as people are coming in over the last couple of days and just being here for the Agent 4 launch?
I am really excited to show people Canvas because I think Canvas is one of those things that initially it's a little bit different and it's something new. It's a new way of vibe coding. I think of it as kind of a step change in terms of how you're building apps and software with AI. But once you get used to it, there's no going back. Like I've been
Yeah.
playing around with Canvas now. I can't imagine like a time not using Canvas now or going back to building without Canvas. I was doing a couple of builds yesterday, doing different variations, writing on Canvas, charting and things like that. I was like, oh, this is so cool. So I think we're gonna show people how to use Canvas, and I think people are gonna really like it. And then I'm eager to see where the community takes this because I'm oftentimes surprised with what people build after we show them that initial experience and then what they show us on socials. Incidentally, I think we have a promotion going on, Rymar, where if you share the coolest thing that you've built in Agent 4, you have a chance to win a prize. Is that still going on? Maybe we want to talk about that too.
I don't know. I don't know anything about prizes. Don't make promises we can't keep. But I know we did say something. I don't know what the actual plan is about it though. Okay, so let's not. All right, so 183 people online, 166 total responses. Here's where we sit as an audience right now. 20% freelancers, 11% just curious. Okay, so interesting. Lots of folks out there just kind of interested in what Replit is or what vibe coding is. 20% software developers, 27% executives. Interesting. 15% designers, 8% agency principals, and those. I see a few more coming through. Let's just take a snapshot of this. We'll just let that run. How are you feeling is the next one. How are you feeling about Agent 4, right? This is where we want to know. Is your mind blown? Are you confused? Are you hyped? Are you frustrated? Do you love it? Like, let us know here what's going on. This is going to be the product team wants to see this one. And then don't forget on the left, you can spam these hearts. Let us know, what's up. This is, again, and if you want to see how this was built, this whole back end was built on one of our recent streams. So if you go back to our live builds here and you see build a real-time interactive web app. So if you go to livebuild.replit.app, which again is linked in the description of this video, you can see how we built this live polling tool that we're using right now. Okay, so most people seem to be hyped. Some people are confused. Okay, so hopefully this video will clear some of that confusion, and the hearts are coming in real time. This is cool. 195 people back there spamming the hearts. Hyped. Okay, most of the audience is hyped. Almost 50% of the audience is super hyped about what's going on with Agent 4. A handful of you are unconvinced. A few of you are confused. I would like to know, let us know in the YouTube chat, what are you confused about? So maybe we can address those as we go. As you know, we are grabbing and scraping these comments in real time. So we've talked about this before. If we go into this right now, we are pulling in these chats in real time. So Agent 4 deep dive, we have all your chats coming in here. We'll, even if we don't get to them in real time during the show, we will be addressing and thinking about these things. So yeah, okay. Let's see, 118 total responses. Most of you are hyped about this. Love it. Okay, and 15% love it. So there's one person's frustrated. A couple of you are unconvinced and confused. Okay, great. So what are you most excited about is the next one. Let's pull these off. Those are done. Let's just focus on this. The canvas, parallel agents, multiple artifacts, or collaboration. Which of these have you the most excited? And again, just let us know. And the reason we're asking this stuff is because we want to shape some of what we talk about. So hopefully as we go through this will help impact not just this stream, but future streams as we move forward. So what's the audience saying, Manny, as this stuff's coming in?
Yeah, just a lot of hype, some questions around how much of Agent 4 is going into the different tiers, free tier, core plan, pro plan. We'll cover that, I think, a little bit later as well.
Yep. And then last one is, have you started using Agent? Let's throw that one out there as well. This is just a yes or no. So some people maybe haven't gotten into it. This will be interesting to know also, is our audience using Agent 4 or not yet? So yeah, as those come in, we'll trickle in. Again, a couple hundred of you are responding to that stuff live. And then what do we got? 540 watching. So we're going to get into the build right after this. And I'm very excited about this build. I was testing with this build yesterday. I'm excited to see what happens. I do know that, we're in a new release, so we may or may not see some hiccups as we go through this build, but that's the real process. It's what you all are going through. It's what we're going through. And so we're going to go all through all of this together. And great. We're going to spend, what's that?
And just to close the loop, yes. So right now we're running a promotion where if you go to Amjad's original tweet around Agent 4, you retweet it, you post a video of what you've built with Agent 4, the first 100 people are going to get $100 in Replit credits. So I just posted a link to that X post on the different channels. So I think we're not at 100 yet. So hurry up and record whatever you built with Agent 4 and post it, share it.
Nice. Okay, so we've got, again, the backstage is popping off. I like the little green screen, the green room in the back. We're gonna keep experimenting with this concept. So, okay, I think we got a good snapshot. A lot of people are excited in the canvas. 34% of you and 41% are in the parallel agents. So hopefully y'all are pro users. Multiple artifacts. Interesting that that's so low. Maybe people don't know what multiple artifacts mean. So we're going to describe that today because we're going to show you an artifact is like a web site and a web app, a mobile app, slides, etc. So let's do this. I'm going to come over here and I am going to copy our prompt. This is what we're going to build today. And if you've watched in the past, you know how this works. We're going to go over to Replit and we're just going to drop a prompt in here. And this prompt says, let's use the new Canvas feature to explore some ideas for a modern, real-time web-based chat application, think Discord meets iMessage, that allows users to create ephemeral live chats. An ephemeral live chat is basically we're telling it, we don't want these chats to persist. This is going to be a private, self-destructing, Snapchat style thing where you can just create a group chat, send a link to your friend, they join through this link, you chat and discuss whatever you want to chat. As soon as you're done chatting, game's over, right? Chat disappears, self-destructs within 24 hours of no activity. And so that's kind of what this says. And I'm going to go ahead and pick design here. And I've told it to use the canvas. We talked a little bit about the new UI. So you'll see some updates here, right? You still have plan mode. That's just a click to toggle. And then you have some of the different elements and artifacts that can be created down here that you can scroll through. So you saw I clicked on design here and you see this design chip is added. And then I could add assets or paste other things or do other things that I want here. This is the entry point to Replit. Right.
And one thing to note here, Raimar, is that we no longer have the design tab. So previously we had the build tab and the design tab. Now the design mode is going here as the option on the bottom. So you'll click on that and then you'll essentially go into the design mode that we had previously.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and send this and let's see what we get in the mix. Right. And so what we see here now is also a little bit of a different mix. It doesn't just immediately open the sidebar, doesn't immediately open the agent canvas. It's going to be more of like a chat level experience here. And let's see what it comes back with. It's reading the mock-up sandbox. Okay. And then the preview and canvas are now kind of combined. And I'm going to go into a separate project here. And I'm going to show you, this is a test build in case we have to revert back to something. We've got something here that we can play with. But I want to show you this canvas. If you haven't seen this, the ability to kind of go in and out of this canvas is super cool, right? The ability to come in and out of a project. This is like a live web application. Again, you can zoom, pinch and zoom. I'm sorry, I'm on a trackpad and my fingers are a little damp, so it's not super responsive here.
You're a little sweaty.
A little sweaty, yeah. So it's super cool to be able to go in and out of this canvas and then be able to go into different, again, artifacts. And then you can select the different artifacts here. And you also have this library in the sidebar. So as the agent's building in the background, I just kind of want to introduce you to some new elements in the UI, specifically this sidebar, which is where your artifacts will live. Everything inside of your project is now an artifact. So when we talk about multiple artifacts, what we're talking about is the ability to build a web project, slides, a mobile app, an animation video, all sorts of different things all living inside of the same context of an individual project here, right? And so that's what's really exciting. And so as we're watching this, check this out. It's creating landing page, chat room, design. Okay, so it's kind of creating some things for us to think about what we want to do with this prompt. So then the old design mode just used to go in and build just in one view. Now we have this ability to see this canvas and go in and out of the canvas, and we don't have anything to go into yet, but you can kind of jump into some of these. And so it's first step, intro to Canvas, right? So this is just kind of like a cool way to explore. And when we see the web app and the mobile app on the same canvas here in a bit, you're going to start to see the real value here. And then also what you can do is you can start sending in prompts specifically to one of these designs. So you can start editing and manipulating. Let me show you actually that slide deck that I was showing here that we went through earlier in this presentation is also an artifact on this canvas. And I told the agent, hey, throw all these slides on the canvas for me so that I can go through and edit them individually. So again, I can come in here and I can make specific requests about this one slide. In the old slide product, it was kind of a hit or miss sometimes about which slide was going to be fixed, and so, or addressed, or you had to be real specific. And so the ability to come in here, and again, you can use your element selector inside of this, right? So you can kind of come in and select these elements and pass context back into the chat based on what you're seeing on this canvas, which again is such like a cool thing. I don't know how to like describe that. That flexibility, but it is just such an amazing thing.
And Reimer, someone's here asking, what's an artifact? The way I think of an artifact is something that you can publish. So you can publish your slides, you can publish an animation video, you can publish your web app, you can publish your mobile app. These are different assets that pertain to the same project. And it's actually one of my favorite things about Agent 4. I did a build where I started off with the landing page. And from that landing page design and copy, I built a portal or a web app. Then from that existing context and design, I built a mobile app. And so the great thing is I get to build all these different artifacts or assets, again, publishable things, and they're all coming from the same project. They're all sharing the same context and same styling. So much more convenient for me rather than going up and spinning up a new project from scratch.
100%. Okay, so we've got Cypher Chat is what it came up with. And this is just a little mock-up, very similar to the demo that we had just a second ago. And so again, I'm just looking at mock-ups of the scene here. And this is nice. I like it. You know, it's got the participants. It's got the ability to chat. Okay, this is great. Exit the preview. And then it's even got like this join chat UI here. So I kind of like this. This is nice. There were some things on this that I'm not super in love with, like these notifications or screen capture alert, which I don't think we need. But I can tell it that when I go to build this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deselect this and I'm just going to say, okay, this looks great. Let's make sure we build this using socket.io. Let's go ahead and make this a real application. We don't want database fields for messages. The messages should just be stored in memory so that as they disappear, there's never a record of them in the database. And when I click to generate a link, every time I click that button, it should generate a unique link. So there are no group links, group invites to this chat because these are private chats. And so the idea is that I'm going to copy a link, share it with a friend, they will join the chat, and we will have a private chat session that will then disappear with no record of it ever existing on the internet.
And okay. Yes, yeah, comment here.
Hang on here. Just we'll get to comments when we open up for comments. Just give me a second to work with this guy.
Sure thing.
Okay, let's make sure we're on the same page before you start building anything here. All right, so this is something that came up just recently. I do still like to plan in build mode. I know we have plan mode. There's lots of things to do in plan mode. That's great. I do still like to ask it this. This is something that I think you all need to start learning to do with your prompts. Don't just give the agent instructions. Ask the agent to validate your assumptions, to am I correct here? What is the best thing we should do here? What's best practices for taking this thing to life, right? Not just, hey, I want this, make it real, right? Like you could send a prompt that says, hey, make this an app. But then there's no specifics, right? And now I've remembered that I don't want this notifications and screen capture that I said, and I didn't add that in the prompt. So now I'm going to be able to go back here and add this to the prompt before it starts building anything. So let's see, core concept, real-time private chat, socket.io, great. No login or account subscribe, great. Message storage and server memory, never in the database, exactly. Burn type, yep. Entire chat session auto delete. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so maybe y'all can read this. How invite works, chat creator, links button. Okay, great. What gets stored in database? Database is only the chat session metadata, session ID, creation time, last activity. Just enough to manage a 24-hour expiration. That's great. I'm going to close this again. All messages, participant inactive connections, nothing about the message ever touches the database. Great. Okay, this all sounds good. We also want to make sure that the database deletes all the messaging metadata, as well as session ID, creation time, last activity timestamp once the 24 hours has expired. So once the room is burnt, the room should also be deleted from the database. Okay, what other questions is it asking me here? It's saying, is there a limit on how many people can join a single chat? For example, should it be one-on-one only, or can it be chat owner generate multiple invite links? Yes, the user should be able to generate as many links as they want. However, each link is single use. Maybe the user can generate a group link as well. So maybe there should be a link for single use and a group link just in case they want to have a crazy party. Okay, for the burn timer option, saying, are you happy with 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or 1 hour as the choices? Yeah, those seem great as burn times. Let's go ahead and build this. Oh, one thing. I'm going to put it here. In the UI, you have a place for notifications and screen capture alerts. We can get rid of that. We don't need any of that in this application for now. Let's just keep this fairly simple and just stick to the messaging. Okay, boom. And I'm just going to send that. If you're new to these streams, I'm also using a tool called Whisperflow. So I talk to the agent. It is probably one of the most effective ways of vibe coding. Instead of having to type all this stuff out, instead of having to like think about, like exactly how you want to word this, speaking to this in plain English is a great way to do it. And I will say that I find value in being repetitive to the agent. I read a study the other day that said something about, because of the way that AIs consume context or consume the prompt, the first thing that it reads in the prompt is what it starts thinking about immediately. And so the lower or further away from the beginning of your prompt, the meat of what you want to do is, the less the LLM is going to initially or preference that. And so by being repetitive, you give the agent the information multiple times. And so then it can sort based on the entire context of your prompt. I don't know if that's real or not. I could be making that up. I read a report about it. I don't know if it was peer reviewed. I don't know if it was validated. However, I do know anecdotally that I get better results when I talk to this thing and kind of go through and am a little repetitive with my prompt. I get better results from the agent. So for whatever that's worth, Manny, I don't know if you, do that. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I will yap a lot to my agent. I get very chatty in those, and I will repeat the same thing, different angles, and I really try to emphasize on the functional thing that I want from agent, and like really to hammer that down and try to be as detailed about that. That's my style.
Yeah, somebody's saying why Whisperflow? It's just not a native microphone on the chat box. Yeah, for sure, there is a native chat box. I use Whisperflow everywhere, so like it's just native to me. I just press the function button on my keyboard, and I like literally, if you, I recently posted on X, I'm like the #1 user in Whisperflow in my cohort. I don't know what that means. I think it's people that joined around the same time, but it's just ingrained in my workflow that I just hit the button and talk to the machine.
Okay.
Let's see. There was another
questions from
there was one that I wanted to answer here. Where did it go? Something about the difference between some of the other platforms like Base 44 and some of the other platforms. Did you see that by chance?
As you're looking for that from Ramble, yes, this is the neat thing about multiple artifacts that they all share the same backend. So I built my application. I built the web app. There's a way for users to upload their images, get some information, and then it's also going to be on the mobile experience as well, all sharing the same backend.
Yeah. Yep. And that's I think that's what's really cool about this is that even when you generate like an animation, it has the context of the web app now, and so it can start using elements of your UI in the animation. So we might get to that. One of the things we're going to do is once we get the web app set up and start building out on the mobile app, Manny's going to jump in as a team member, and he's going to start collaborating on creating like some marketing assets and some slide decks and some like maybe an animation video. And so I'll be working on web, he'll be working on some stuff in the back end, and hopefully we're just going to kind of do some real pushing the agent to the limits here.
Yeah, as we're talking about artifacts, one important thing to note, as of right now, we don't support multiple artifacts on old projects, pre-Agent 4 projects. So if you're looking to a previous web app and you want to build out a mobile app from that, that's not supported yet. It's coming soon. It's at the very top of our list. But just know that if you want to experience a multi-artifact experience, you'll have to start a new project from scratch.
Yeah, and that's for sure something on the top of the priority list because I know we're all excited about that, but yeah, hopefully soon. I
Sorry,
wanted to
Chad.
address this. Does
Chad thinks
anyone
of
know how Replit compares to something like Base 44 on a free tier for someone testing these agents? Go try it. Go try Base 44. Give it the same prompt as Replit. That's the best way I can tell you. I will tell you a lot of these other tools don't have the same technical capabilities as Replit. From what I mean by that is they have like lower technical ceilings, and so as you start to scale or want to like put this into production or maybe start working with like external developers or do other things, you may run into limitations with other platforms that you may not hit with Replit. What I have found with Replit that really separates it from the competition is the technical ceiling being so high, right? Is this ability for like me to get into real software development workflows with real professionals rather than just building prototypes, which is fun and super useful. But I kind of want to take things to the next level. So,
and we were chatting with the salespeople yesterday. I don't know if this is too much inside baseball, but what they like to do is they like to offer to pay for prospects to go and use the competitor products and just try that first and then come back to Replit. So I think it's a total flex move right there. Yeah, go and try it and then come back to Replit and tell us what you think.
all right, so let's see what we got here. I'm just going to start a chat and see what we get. Initialize chat, and then generate an invite. A single use link for now. Link copied. Manny, I'm going to send this in our private chat here. Let's see if you can jump into this on the dev side and see if that works. Establishing secure link. Okay.
Would you mind dropping it in Slack? For some reason, I'm getting locked out of the private chat here in Restream.
Let's see. Let me get to Slack. This is going to be here. Manny.
I was yapping too much here in our private channel. I got locked out.
Okay, object joined, establishing secure link. Okay, so give me some UI. Burn time, I can pick my burn time. It doesn't let me send a message. So it's still working. Everything's running, creating. This is what happens sometimes. The things still kind of run in the background and I get eager beaver. So let's see. It doesn't look like it's letting me send a message just yet, but let's see if you can establish, if you can join, Manny, and if you show up on the back end here.
Would you mind sending me the link to the REPL? I think you sent me the dev URL.
It's not published. You just need to click that link and you should be able to join through the dev URL. Did you try clicking it?
Yeah, but I'm getting sent to the actual landing page, the application, rather than the REPL.
Oh, it's locked down because this is an enterprise account. Okay, I'm going to have to publish this. Okay, doggone it. Ephemeral chat live. And then we'll make this public. And then let's turn this to a reserved VM just because we want it to stay on for the whole time. We're going to turn off testing here. Okay. And then okay, it's publishing. Okay, so we'll have to test and publish from the front end. Dang, that's going to be rough. Okay, we're going to figure this out, though. Don't stress, ladies and gentlemen. We are in this thing. So initialize chat. Let's do a test again. And let's just see if it lets me send. Because if it lets me send, all right, then, and it's starting to count down the burn. Okay, so this is going to work. This looks like it's going to work. This is another message. So let me, okay. So let's see how long this thing takes to publish. All right, you're going to see it all from the ground up here because we're going to need to test. And this would not be, God bless, that's a big mistake on my side. Sorry, guys. We're just going to have to wait for this publish every time we want to test this live. So we're going to have to maybe trust the agent a little bit more and publish a little bit less. But yeah, we're going to figure this out super.
Oh, and
you know what you should be able to do? You should be able to log in with Replit. Log into your Replit account, and you should be able to test this on a dev server. Like if you open this up and go ahead.
Yeah, I can. I'm sorry. I thought you wanted me in the REPL to do the
no, not yet.
Just for the chat. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I just wanted you to test the chat.
Perfect. I'm in the chat. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in the
well,
WRL chat. My mistake.
Send a message.
Hello.
Send me your location.
Do you see me? I'm in the
Uh,
WRL posting.
In the dev URL. Let's open this up in a separate link here. Oh, you know what? I don't know if it's going to let me in. I'm going to send you a new chat. We may have to make it persist. So let me initialize this. I'm going to send you a new chat here. Let me get rid of this at the top. I'm going to send you a new link, generate link, single use link, copied. I'm going to send you a new link here and see if it brings you into this chat. Because I think what happens is because these are ephemeral, because I told it, hey, don't persist the chat. These don't exist anywhere except for in the memory of my chat. This is a message. Okay. So are you seeing this by chance, Manny? Are you in this chat or no?
Not yet. It's a new link or the dev URL link?
I sent you the new link in Slack.
Slack. Okay.
To join the chat. That's what we're trying to do right now is join the chat.
Perfect. Let me get the new one. Manny. Okay.
Oh, Manny joined the chat. There you go.
Yo.
Hey, Manny's in. Okay, there we go. So we now have a live chat. You're seeing the burn rate trickle down on all of these. This will disappear. Okay, so we have a basic working thing. Again, we one-shotted this. However, I'm not super in love with the UI here, right? I'm not in love with this. I know we, kind of had some versions here, but I don't really love this. And now we're going to show, if you saw what just happened there, okay, I'm in the app now, right? I'm inside of here. I think this is a different chat because of the way it's set up in the development server. Every browser is going to have a new chat. So we're going to see if we can get this to persist through the browser. So let me actually make one request here, and then we're going to move into the canvas. Okay, this seems to be working great. However, I would like the chats to persist in the browser. So like if I'm in a development URL and I open the same chat in a new browser, that same session should still work. It shouldn't create a new session per browser. We don't need to be that specific with the way we're burning these chats. Can we make that adjustment? And then what I'm going to ask it here is, I'm making an assumption about how this works. Can you confirm how this works and let me know what the best approach is here? This is a prompt and a thing that I do so often. Again, I said this before, you don't always know what you don't know. And so if you give the agent instructions, it's just going to start doing stuff, right? Like it's just going to start, and you can put it in plan mode here and do that. But then, like you got to jump back and forth between plan mode. There's a context switch. And this is why I like doing some of this in build mode, because sometimes I'll just fire this off if I feel really confident. Sometimes I want to go in plan mode. And if I know I'm just going to like riff back and forth and I want like a more of a chat GPT style, let's just hash out the details, then I'm going to go into plan mode. And we talk about that a bunch here. So let's see
Any
what
chance
comes
you can
up.
zoom in a little bit more, Reimar, on your screen?
Yep. And is anything coming in on the chat with folks up to this point that we should be addressing specifically to this? We're not derailing on other stuff. Like focus on the build. Any questions about the build or what we're actually doing here?
No, not yet. Folks
Okay,
just asking to have it a little more visible. That's all.
Great. Okay, so here's how it works. So good gracious, let's clarify how it works. Right now, when you create a chat app or join via invite link, the app generates a unique token like a session key and stores it in your browser's local storage. Okay, that's what authenticates you to Socket.io, connects, and proves you're a participant. The issue is that local storage is specific to each browser. So if you open the same chat URL in a different browser or an incognito window, the browser doesn't have the token. It doesn't know you're already a participant, so it redirects you back to the landing page. Put the token directly in the chat URL itself instead of having to navigate and relying on local storage. Okay, great. Okay, this is great. However, we can't just have the name and the token be in the chat and have that be the authentication, because if the link leaks, then other people could get into the chat. So that's not a good solution. What's the middle ground here? What's the best way for us to make this a little bit more resilient, but also not complicate it too much? Okay, so while it's thinking about that,
this is actually a good question. Can you maybe talk about the agent modes that you're in as you're building? Like, yeah, I think it's a good question. Thank you.
Yeah, so right now I'm just in power mode. I jump back and forth between power and economy. I almost always jump back and forth between power and economy. Turbo is available for pro users. Turbo will crank up the output and speed of the agent. Max is if you want to go like just fully hands off. With Max, I really recommend being very specific about your prompt. So if you're going to jump into Max mode, you want to be really particular and kind of give it context, and you want to give it enough so that it can kind of cycle through in the background and really kind of keep working. Autonomous, again, we kind of just, this is where I live. I live in these little 2 toggles. And then sometimes if I just want to make like quick UI updates, or if I want to still tinker with stuff, I'll just go to light mode. And that's when I want to make fast kind of tightly wrapped context changes that don't affect a lot of other things. When I'm dealing with something that might affect multiple parts of the project, then I'm going to go into power mode.
And Big Mitchell, the resources, the prompts, they're in the pinned link in YouTube. So just head on over there. You'll get all the prompts.
Okay, what if we stored the session details in the server? Okay, you know what? We're going to make this actually be ephemeral, just like we said, right? It's browser to browser. If you open and leave the chat, it's over, right? You can join the session one time and then it's burn after reading. I like that. We can, and let's just keep it simple to move on for the stream. We can add more complexity if we want to as we go. Okay, so there we go. Let's check my task list and see. Did that not go? Where's my task list? Oh, I'm in the wrong project. That's why. Hang on. Let me go back to the actual project we're working on today. This one. Okay, so iterate quickly on the let me go to my canvas. Iterate quickly on the canvas. We did that. We're going to go, pick a design concept, turn it into a web app. Okay, and we're actually going to go back into the canvas here. Let's do this. This is what I want to do. I'm going to start a new chat here. Again, the reason we start a new chat is to clear the agent's context, right? And then I'm going to ask it, okay, so I like the web application we have. However, there's a little too much clutter on the home screen, and I'm not in love with the design and the colors. Can you give me 2 iterations, let's say 3 iterations of this home page? I want everything to be above the fold, no more than 100% of the vertical height of the viewport. And we don't need any of the details or descriptions about what the app does. I just want to be able to create a session and to be able to join a session. And those 2 things on the front page with the headline that says leave no trace behind. Okay, and I'm going to let's go ahead and explore all this on the canvas. And let's see what happens here. So what I assume is going to happen from past experience and from the design of the product is that this is going to start then thinking through, how do I take the UI from this and pop it into this canvas? You can also do a couple different things. Like if I wanted to get, let's say, a specific element into the canvas, like let's say I just wanted to modify this section here, I could tell it, hey, just pull this cyber card and give me details or give me iterations on this card specifically. So you don't have to say, hey, redesign the whole homepage. You could say, I want to redesign this hero section or this masthead section, or let's take these 4 points here and create a new type of whatever. And you can just ask it, hey, show me on the canvas. Show me this stuff on the canvas. You can also come in and certain elements here. Now you can select and make modifications to these elements here. So if I wanted to change this text, I could literally just click in here, change the text, click Save Changes, and now it updates. So you're starting to see a lot more ability to kind of interact and modify and tinker with things on the front end, and then also step out into this canvas and let's see if we've got new variations working here. And you can see variant A, minimal clean, variant B, dark cinematic, variant C, warm editorial. Okay, this is let's just see what it comes up with. Let's see what it comes up with. I was going to tell it's like a, underground type app. You could give it context about like the style you want here. Manny's working on something that he might show later today or tomorrow about kind of generating cool styles from things that you see. And so that's a fun process of being able to like pass the context of a design style to this. And so if we wanted to get real specific, we could say, I want a matrix style, blah, 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 or I want a cyberpunk, framework for this, or I want a brutalist style with neon colors. Like you could just, again, give it shapes of that. And Manny, maybe you talk a little bit about, the design context.
Yeah,
I know you've been playing a little bit with that, right?
Yeah, what's worked for me is to start off with an initial design and then vary across sort of one like vector or one attribute. So for example, from my application yesterday, I got the initial design and I said, can you give me 3 variations from really fun to very professional? And then it gave me like really 3 good options. And then I'll pick on like the one of those, like the one that's really fun. And then I'll say like, okay, for this fun variation, can you give me 3 options that go from minimalist to really eye-catching? And so I'm just able to map out across many different types of attributes that I'm looking for, from professional to minimalist, and just get a whole bunch of different styles. And what I love about design mode is that it's not like it's just giving you like the landing page, but it's giving you the full web app, or sort of the full page that you can scroll. And so you can click into one of these variations and preview it as a potential landing page and go through all of the copy below the hero page. It's really neat. And so for me, like, just I start off with the kernel of an idea, and then I was like, okay, make it more professional, or make it more fun, make it more minimalist, make it really attention grabbing.
Yeah.
And now I have like 9 options to look at.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't really love any of the options. And I think it's because I didn't give it anything of what you're talking about. Right. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, hey, I like the design and layout of variant C, but I don't like the styling of it. Let's have a couple more variations, but let's go brutalist. Let's go techno cypherpunk, and let's go matrix inspired terminal command line. Again, this is a privacy based application. We want something funky here, probably dark theme. A little bit, let's say, rebellious feeling. I don't know what that's going to give us, but give me 2 more variations, 3 more variations that match these descriptions. And we're just going to let it work here. Oh, crap. What happened there? All right. So, okay, this is actually something I want to share a little bit. This happens often, too. This is something you can't do in plan mode also. Somebody was saying, like, I wish I could send in or interrupt the agent. That's another reason why I often like to plan in build mode, is because when I do stuff like this and I forget something, I'm like, ooh, I can really quickly like throw it back in before the agent starts building. Whereas in plan mode, I can't really interrupt plan mode once it starts going. So again, another reason, and they might add that feature as we go, but for right now, don't tell the product team we're kind of hacking around some of that.
And Redmar, did you show them, like, when you go into, like, when you zoom in on the canvas and you ask for potential variants, all the different options that it gives you? So if you go to reimagine, yeah, you click on there, you have different standard ways to generate variants. So this is from the real Hosier. So you can opt for one of these, and you'll get a prompt and agent that will give you that. Or as Reimar just did, you can describe what you want and have agent build that as well. So a lot of flexibility. There are some standard template prompts that are in that reimagine button for you to work with, but I just like to describe it and tell agent what I want.
Yeah, and if you're watching right now and you're like, oh man, this is a little too technical for me, or this feels like it's above my head, I totally understand how it can feel like that. And we're going to start doing some entry-level beginner stuff too. So don't you worry, we're going to start doing more of this content, deep dives for the technical folks, and then entry-level stuff and beginner stuff to help folks kind of get into, like learning about how to do some of this stuff. And so just expect us to expand and scale. I think Francisco mentioned it earlier, but we have something like 21 live streams already scheduled out over the next month or so. And expect us to just kind of keep doing some of this. We've also got the pro Discord server. So if you're not in the Discord just yet, we're starting to ramp that up. All the folks from the mobile build-a-thon are in there, as well as a handful of pros. And we're starting to release access to that, as well as the ambassadors. So Discord is going to start becoming a place for us to do a lot of these like deep dives, hands-on type stuff with the community. And so just, again, expect us to really start rolling out more programming around some of that. So let's see if we get this fixed. Because what I want to show you here, what my goal is for this next step is to take one of these designs. We're going to implement it on the web app. So I'm just going to take one of these designs that we're iterating on. We're going to implement it back into the web app. I'm going to start a new artifact, which is a mobile app. And then Manny, I just invited you to the REPL, so you should now have access. Manny in the background in a separate thread is going to start building a slide deck or a marketing pitch deck or whatever you want to tinker with, Manny. Like, the world's yours. We have this ephemeral, disappearing messages chat app that we're building. And then I'll start working on the mobile app, and hopefully we'll both be working on this project at the same time and show off some of the other functionalities here. So far we've kind of introduced you to the canvas mode. We peaked at the interactive elements, or with the multiple artifacts inside of a same project, but now we're building that. And so we're just waiting for the canvas to kind of finish building these things in parallel, and we'll divvy up the role and we'll start attacking this thing from a bunch of different angles.
A lot of questions coming here on Canvas. People are starting to get it. Yes. So if you don't like a version or a variant, you could just delete it. You could just click on it and delete it and move on to the next one, which is really neat.
Yeah, and what you just saw there is it just refreshed the app. And so here we go. Now we have our 3 different versions. All right, we have like a matrix style, leave no trace behind. We have this kind of thing, which again is...
And again, it's the same copy across all the different variants, which is...
Yeah.
That's so convenient.
Let's go matrix style, huh? Let's see what this thing does. Let's just go ahead and send it. I'm going to say... let's just say build and see what happens. Let's see, build this design, a new artifact will be created, apply to an existing creation, ephemeral chat. So we'll just go ahead and say ephemeral chat, apply the selected canvas design. So it's going to auto create a prompt. It passes that shape in context. I'll integrate the matrix terminal design in your ephemeral chat app. So now what it's going to do is it's taking the design cues from this variant that we created. You saw we ran through 6 different variants here, and it's taking the cues from this app, and it's going to now bring them into the artifact itself, right? Which you can always see in purple. If I see in blue, these are just elements and variants and things on the canvas. But if you see this like purpley fuchsia color here, I don't know what the official word for that is, that's your artifact itself. And I can just click the play button here. And again, now I'm in the application itself. I'm waiting. The reason this isn't loaded is because it's now implementing the design that we just explored on the canvas into this web app. And so this is this is probably one of my favorite things right here, because, you know, design mode and build mode used to be completely separate from each other. And so I could start a project in design mode and kind of build and tinker with stuff. And then once I built that, I kind of lost access to design mode, and I had to really go in and build inside the application. With this here, I can isolate components and say, like the other day, I was playing with something and I was like, just bring the sidebar into the canvas and give me 3 versions of the sidebar. And I explored just a real nuanced element of that component alone. And then once I felt good with that, I was like, bring this back into the application. And that way, I don't have to deal with the back-end logic or breaking something on my application when I'm playing with the design. I just kind of explore on Canvas. There's very little risk. It's a total separate sandbox. It's not connected to the database. It's not connected to the back end. And then when I see the question here, will it apply that new Canvas design to the full application? That's what's happening now, right? So it's basically the base CSS has a gradient background, clip the headings, join pages, use cyber button. So that's what's happening now. It's going to refresh. And this app now, the same app that we just had before, is now using that design that we have. So Manny, if I were able to, let me open this in so again, so now let me show you the changes to this preview pane, right? Because preview, and we have the tabs, we always have the tabs at the top, that stays the same. If you're familiar with Replit, everything you need to do settings-wise kind of lives in these tabs at the top. You have your publish, you have your database, you have your previews. And so we can come in here, and then there's this new line underneath where the browser bar used to be, where again, you can open this up in a new tab if you want. This is your development environment. So you'll see this URL .replit. I have Teams, but you might not see that. You might just see replit.dev. And if you see the .dev, that is a temporary staging environment that is just running when I'm inside this REPL. If I want to publish it, if I want this to be available all the time, then I would come to the publishing tab and I would publish it like you saw us do earlier. In our preview tab now, we have the ability to switch between the web application, or what we're going to see here in a second, create something new. We could add a mobile app, we could add a slide deck, and that's what we're going to do here in a second. So you can also access that library from the right side. So where the file tree or your secondary menu used to be, now there's this library. You can still get to the file tree when you want to see all the code if you want to dig in there. But what you can do is you can create new things. So I'm going to click a new button, and I'm going to click mobile here. And I'm going to start, oh, hang on, let me wait till it finishes working because the agent's still working. But if we're in this chat, let me just do this. Let me create a new chat, execute, and we can see it even translated the design into this back end here. Let me generate an invite, and I'm going to create a single use invite. Manny, I'm going to send you this link as well.
Can you make sure you drop it in Slack?
I did.
Thank you. And then also, can you re-invite me to the REPL? For some reason, the original link wasn't going through. So Manny,
that's the main link. What I need is this link.
I like how it says breach the firewall and enter. Ooh, yeah.
Okay, so again, Manny joined the chat. Hey there. And this is what's super cool. You saw how quickly I just updated I reskinned the entire app in like a blink. I mean, you know, from the iterations on the canvas, like it's amazing.
And yeah, so what's cool? You had like 9 variations. You selected the one that you liked, and then boom, right away your front end is updated, and it didn't change the back end or anything. All that's staying the same. It's just that front end that you wanted to change, and boom, right away you got something different here.
Let's do this. Let's generate a multi-use invite, and now let's pop this into. Wait, that's not where we want to be. Let's go ham with it, y'all. Let's see what happens here. We're going to drop this into the link. Let's have folks join and see what happens. Are we going to break it? So we're going to dump the link into the chat here, and then maybe we should, while it's building the mobile app, we should go through some of the questions and just kind of riff for a little bit. I think, yeah. Let's see if people jump in. I want to see if people scramble in here. So the link has been shared. Manny goes, okay, Ruth just joined the chat. Ryan joined the chat. Here we go. Send it, y'all. Don't post anything dumb in here. I don't have the ability to block you guys. So please just don't be dumb. Hey, Ruth. What up, Ruth? Okay, so this is cool. We literally, where are we at? We're an hour into the stream. We probably spent the first 15, 20 minutes talking about, random stuff, updating you about agent, community. Look, now we've got a live chat and literally people are joining. And this is a ghost chat. This chat does not live anywhere. I want to show you something. We're going to go back to the database here and we're going to go to there's chats. So these are the chat rooms. These chat rooms exist only while the chat exists. After 24 hours of activity, these chat rooms will disappear. What you don't see, and then you see invite links. What you don't see are messages. What you don't see are users. What you don't see are anything that will associate anybody's identity to what's happening inside of this chat. So this is something you could go remix and you could fire off a private chat app just with your friends, and it would cost you almost nothing to host this, and it will work on the internet. This is like something, I mean, the potential for what we're talking about to be able to build this stuff. So all right, I'm gonna stop nerding out. You guys keep doing the thing. I'm gonna jump into the next step of this, right? So we've picked mobile app. I'm going to start a new chat. Again, the reason we start a new chat is to clear the agent's context. When we have a chat, we want as much context as possible around what we're doing. And then as soon as I reach a point where I'm like, good, we've accomplished our goal, we start a new chat. That may be one prompt and work. Okay, new chat. That may be a bunch of prompts and chat. What you don't want to do is just kind of stay and perpetually be in the same chat over and over and over, because you'll flood the thing with context and the performance will slow down. So you want to kind of regularly be clearing this chat and starting over. And I think the chat may die here because the backend server reset, which again will show it's over, it's gone. Right. And so this is the development server. So it kind of restarts more often. This is why when we publish this, we picked a reserved VM so that it'll stay more secure. So anyway, when it's published, you saw it works. When it's published, this will work. That was not a unexpected behavior because, again, a way that this is designed. Now let's build a mobile app. Okay, everything's working great in our web application. I would like to add a mobile application that mimics the experience here, that allows folks to join an existing group or create a new chat from their mobile device. This should work like a modern messaging application where on the home screen, I can either click to join a link, or I can create a new room and share that link with friends. What do we need to think about as it relates to the persistence of the chat between the web and the mobile device? So this is a blind spot for me, right? And so again, before you start writing code, let's just talk about the plan here. So the next step, again, is I'm going to tell it to build a mobile app. You're going to see a mobile app inside of this. We're going to open it up. I got the phone plugged in here, and we're going to next invite you all to kind of be either on the phone or in the web app with us. But again, this is the cool thing about this is it's going to share all the context. I don't need to recreate the back end. I don't need to recreate the chat server. I don't need to recreate the WebSocket connections. Like, it's going to know about all of that. And hopefully some people will be able to chat from their mobile device, and some people will be able to chat from the browser and do their thing. And while this is happening, you may have noticed on the left side of the screen, that things are moving. And what might that be? If I open the sidebar, check out,
Hey, that's me.
what's going on in the back end. So now we have somebody else in the project creating things that are going to help us. We talked that we're going to generate marketing assets and other resources and things for this project. So Manny's now creating an epic launch video for user acquisition. Can you build an epic launch video? A lot of users. Okay.
Give me
That's
a lot.
more users every time. Hey, if we get 100 likes or, like, what are we at? 440 people watching. Yeah. I don't know how we do it, but, like, yeah, we'll add more viewers. We'll prompt it to bring more viewers.
Like I said, I always prompt what I'm looking for. What's the outcome? I want a lot of users, and I let agent figure it out for me.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Investor slide deck for community app. So he's also asked it to make, can you build an epic slide deck for investors? Use how much people like Snapchat. This is more cool and more custom to individual communities. Okay, great. And then what this does is it creates a plan. So let's open this up. Sorry, we're a little zoomed in here. So what this does now is it creates a plan, and you can either accept the plan or tell it to start building. And so you can have these things queued up in the background. If we go to the task board, we're going to see now that we have a couple drafts. We can't manually move these over like we might on like a Trello or something like that. But as he accepts the tasks, now you'll start moving them. You'll see them move into this active state, which again is super cool. But if we go back to the main version, I'm still over here talking to this thing about the web app and how to create the mobile app, right? And so this is, again, a cool thing that was not possible in Agent 3, right? This is exactly where, if you're working with a team, if you're working at a large corporation, if you're working, with other developers, if you're working on open source product, like if you're working on just a bunch of different stuff, you may, start to see like, oh, this is where this becomes really cool, where I can start to have a bunch of people doing different things and working on different parts of the application. And Replit will start managing. You'll see when Manny's done, we'll merge these things back into the project. We'll kind of integrate these things as they go. So let me go ahead.
Can you head over to the canvas too? Because I want to show them this as well, which then, I think, the feedback that we're getting with early testers is the collaboration in Replit just 10x. Because you can see me on the canvas now. You should be able to see me. I'm typing stuff.
Are you jump into the main? You're in the task.
Oh,
jump
okay,
into
cool.
main.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Yep,
you.
there you go.
So you see me here. I can say, like, I can write something, like I can put in a text. I love this. Drop that in. Make this a little bit bigger for everybody to see. And say, like, let's go with this next time.
Yeah, well, and you guys have watched how we've done this in the past, where I've taken elements into an external canvas, kind of organized that, and then brought it back in as context. Now you can just kind of do that stuff inside of here. So let's see what the agent says about the mobile app. So, okay, how the current system works. Your existing chat app is ephemeral by design. Messages live only on server. Yes. Messages auto-destruct. Yep. Chat room. Okay, what this means for mobile. Good news is that architecture actually makes the mobile app straightforward from a persistence standpoint. Here's what we need to think about. Shared backend. Okay, no duplication needed. Identity tokens on the web. Participant tokens are stored in local storage. On mobile, we use the equivalent. Perfect. Key consideration is if somebody creates a room on the phone, they need their own token to stay on that device. There's no account system. Identity is purely token based. Okay. No message sync problem. Since messages are ephemeral and only exist while participants are connected, there's no sync. This is exactly right. Like if you enter this chat after it's already started, you will never see the message in the back because those messages no longer exist. They only exist on the devices and in the memory of the people who are sending them. Okay. That's actually expected behavior. If you open the app, join a room, you see messages from that point forward, just like on web. You close the app, you'll miss burned away. Okay, this is a bug. Yep, it's a feature, not a bug. Exactly. Push notifications, something to decide. Okay, we won't have push notifications. We won't deal with that. Deep links for invite. The mobile needs to handle invite links. When someone shares a room link, tapping on a phone should open the mobile app and drop the user into the room. Okay, the join a link, we might just have them switch to like using a code here instead of deep links because we don't want to get too complicated. So let's go through. And this is how I typically do this, right? Typically what happens is I'm going to open up Whisper Flow. I'm going to put my cursor into the agent box here. And I'm just going to read this. Okay, so step 1, shared backend. Exactly, that sounds perfectly right. Identity and tokens, it sounds like we can use the device storage to mimic the behavior here. That's perfect. Number 3, correct. This is a feature, not a bug. Message persistence is not something we need to think about. Number 4, push notifications. We don't need notifications for this. If somebody, the whole idea is that the chat is happening real time, live. There is no coming back to this. There is no seeing messages later. So we don't need push notifications. As far as deep links for mobile, what we might need to think about is how to let people join with a session code or by pasting the invite link itself into the app. That way, let's say I create a link from the mobile app or the web app. I can share that link directly with somebody. It's still a single-use link or a multi-use link, but I can paste it in, and it should allow me into the room. Okay, so there, and then let me see, deep links for invites, proposed mobile app structure. Okay, home screen, 2 main actions. Yep. Room screen, same real-time chat. Yep. Share flow after creating a room, easy sharing. Yep. Would I build? Okay. Yep. What are your thoughts on push notification script now? Okay. Other than these modifications, everything sounds good. Let's go ahead and start building the mobile app. Boom.
Let's also start showing the cost after some of the prompts, Raimar.
Yeah, let's go.
Good call out, Dario. Thank you.
Let's go look. Yeah, let's go look at some of these like from the beginning. Let's go to view chat all the way from the beginning. Let's scroll up and just kind of see. So, okay, design. Let's see, presented output. That's not a checkpoint. Hang on, here we go. Here's a checkpoint. Work for 3 minutes. This is $1.75. Let's see, keep tally. So that's just under $2. Works for 13 seconds. There's 6 cents. So that's $1.80. Let's see, work for 6 minutes. There's some chunks. So 355. So what's that put us at? About 525-ish, 530. So we're just under $6 here, $5.50. Let's see, is this? There's another 10 seconds. So 540, let's call it. And then another 81 cents. So let's call it about $6 there. Call it $6. That's the main chat. Let's look at this one. Let's go all the way to the top. So we're at $6 now. There's another $1.59. So we'll call it 7.5. Let's call it 8 just to be generous. Let's call it 8.50 now. Under $10. Let's call it $10 here. And then I think we're into this. Let's see, those are the two chats, and then we're here. So we're under $10. Let's see, work for 1 minute. There's another, so it's 10.70, and we'll see what this comes back. So, yeah, I mean, bro, what are you talking about? We just built, for under $10, $11. We have now literally, this is something you could use with your homies. I am going to break this out with the friends. Look, now we got a mobile app started. Ready for review, investor pitch. Oh, the investor pitch is ready. We better go take a look. We better go take a look at that.
Ready to raise.
We better go take a look at
now we got to get some investors.
There we go. Ephemeral chat. So here's a slide deck. And again, let's see something. Did it? Oh, the canvas is okay. So we'll have to bring this into main to put these on the canvas.
Oh, right.
But that's what we'll do. So let's go do this. Let's go ahead and apply the changes to main. And then Manny, maybe what you want to do. Oh, we can't do that in the main chat while I'm working on the. Oh, this will be interesting to see. What happens when this merges while it's in the middle of creating the mobile app?
Mm-hmm. And what's cool is that for each one of these tasks, we're spinning up a new instance of the application. It's running. And so that's going to help with avoiding conflicts when you're building to a main application. So you can have 10 people working on 10 different types of functions and use cases. And there may be some conflicts that might happen there, but because they're all isolated, it's not going to affect the main. Not only until you bring that back into the main project or the main build, well, you start seeing those conflicts, and they'll get resolved as well by agent as well if there are any conflicts. So again, just making it easier for you to collaborate across many different types of folks without having all those conflicts that come up with other types of builds.
Yeah. And let's see, there's a couple questions here. Should it be a progressive web app and not a native mobile app? You could turn the web app into a progressive web app, and that might be a smart thing to do. We wanted to show that you can build a native React Native mobile app that you could then send to the iOS store that would work with this. And so yes, there's lots of ways you could do this. The goal of this demo is really just to show that you can build a web application, and then sharing the back end of that web application, you can use a mobile app tied to that same thing. We don't have a big database on the back end, but that doesn't matter because we do have a same, like the chats and the invites will still work across both devices. Again, what we're not storing are the messages. I'm not interested to have a database that if we put this out there, like I can read your chat messages. I'll never be able to see those messages that you send to each other. And actually what we might do if we have time is maybe we'll encrypt the group's chats, right? So we can try to encrypt the messages themselves so that even if somebody did get access to the server, they would never be able to see these messages. So I think we might have some fun with that if we have a little bit of time. Yes, still way less than you would pay a developer, 100%, 100%.
Well, yeah, and you also have the design element. So it's not just a developer, but we designed it here as well, the different variations. Like imagine like getting a whole bunch of those mock-ups, how much that would have cost you as well. So now you have like a designer and a back-end developer and a front-end developer and a mobile app developer all in one for $10.
Yeah, and the real test is going to be, testing this in Expo and seeing how that chat experience works between, like, I'll be on my phone, we'll create a room, I'll send the link to Manny will join, maybe we'll send the link in the chat, maybe everyone will join, we'll have the QR code up so everyone can, join the Expo dev server, and we can all just kind of be in there, some of you on your phone, some of them on mobile. And so I'm really hoping, what are we at? We're at an hour and 16 minutes into the total stream. I can't believe we have a fully functioning web app. We have we have more now. Is this still trying to merge this or what? Oh, this is making the video. Okay, nice. Oh, don't do that.
Reload.
All right, let's see. All right. Hey, just so you know, we're doing this live and it's all real.
Here's a bit of a wild card, Reimar. Could you make a desktop app for this for Mac? I would imagine so, but you'd have to download it and test it yourself, kind of like the whole Chrome extension thing.
So yeah, you would need to use something called Electron, right? Electron is a like desktop native Chromium version. It's like most apps that you use that are desktop apps are really just web apps served through this type of UI. I don't know a ton about Electron. I don't really know how to work with Electron inside of Replit, but it is something that's interesting to me, and I may be diving into this. This may be something that I'm researching because there's lots of reasons why you might want to have a desktop style app, even as a little companion, right? Something that floats around the screen. We've seen different things where you have like an AI assistant that's just kind of always on that you could have over top of your browser or on top of other apps or whatever you want. Maybe it's your second brain, maybe it's your notes. I don't know what you want to do in this type of thing, but yeah, we may tinker with some of that in the future. Oh snap! We got a mobile app. Let's see what happens, y'all. Test it out, Manny. I'm gonna send you a link in chat here. Okay. Let me do this. Hang on. Let me do this before we
Should
get.
I get the app myself as well on my mobile?
Do that.
So let me scan that, and I think anybody can scan this, right? And jump in the chat.
Yeah, except for well, they'll be able to create. But let me do this. QuickTime, file, new, movie recording. And then let me pick, hopefully this doesn't break anything, but I'm going to, let's see, camera. We don't want a camera. We want the camera to be my phone.
And as Chris mentioned, I mean, it could be a web responsive app, but it's just so much more beautiful and interactive when it's a native mobile app. So like I think previously when it was so tough to build a new mobile app for a project, I'd offer that as well, Chris, but it's so easy now to build a mobile app. I just go with the mobile app now.
So now what you're seeing on the right side of the screen is my mobile device, right? So I'm going to create a room and I'm going to call this live test. Oh, love test. Okay, we could love test.
You know you can have a code for the room, Reimar, instead of a link? It might be a little easier.
Nope, because it's ephemeral and a code means anybody could get in.
Gotcha.
So what we're seeing here is we'll create a group link and we'll share a link copy. And then I'm going to share this with you first, Manny. It's okay that we don't have lots of people in here while we test. Just try that to see if we can join from, and then let me join the same chat from here. Let me see if when I join, oh, hang on. You don't want the whole thing. You just want the URL. Give me that and give me that. Oh, did you forget to add? Oh, join. It didn't have the code. Hang on. That shouldn't be right. 1 second. Let me grab the right link. Copy link.
There might be a little bit of a bug on the mobile app that doesn't take a paste.
Encrypted channel. Choose alias. Rymar. Okay, so test from web up, and then now test from mobile. Send. Oh no, it reconnected, which means I might be disappeared.
Yeah.
Did my Expo server restart? Session expired. Detection's no good. Oh, okay. So there's some kind of persistence issue. Let's see. Okay, let's try something.
Also,
here.
for some reason, it wouldn't let me paste the link into join a room option. So,
did you paste the full text or did you paste the actual link?
The link. I pasted the link.
Okay, so let's test it.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
say. Okay, so we're having a little bit of problem with the persistence in the app, in the mobile app, as well as the web app. I'm wondering how we can make these rooms a little bit more persistent. Maybe there's a code for each room, but again, the code needs to be either single use or general use. But it would be good for us to be able to make sure that if somebody gets disconnected from a room, they can reconnect. What would be the best way to handle this on the back end that works with the web app and mobile app? And then I'm going to give it my don't write any code. Let's just talk about this. Okay, so now I'm asking it to investigate, like what's happening here. I think what might have happened, Manny, is that the dev server restarted. I bet if we published this and we were using the published version of Expo app and the published version of the web app, it would be more stable. So let's do this. Let's republish. I'm going to, and it's republishing the ephemeral live chat app. And that's another thing you have to think about now is that we have different things to publish, right? So now we have a mobile app that can be published, right? And I'm wondering where I thought the options were here. I'm wondering why it's not giving me the option to republish that. Maybe I'm just not sure where to go for that. Simulate on the web, simulate on iOS. Okay, let's see. All right, so let's just look at what this is. Great question. Let me think through the current design and what's causing friction, the current problem. Right now, the system has 2 layers of access. Room creation. You create a room and get an owner token. Invites. The owner generates invite code, single user group that gives new participants a token. The issue is that these tokens are tied to a single device session. If someone loses their browser, clears storage, or switches device, their token is gone. By the way, this is like, if anybody's familiar with like Local First or some like privacy preserving apps, this is how they're designed a lot of times, where everything's kind of stored locally. And what this might suggest is to give somebody some kind of identity or private public key pair that can store those sessions. So I don't know. Give each room a persistent room code. Okay, sure. Okay, yep. Code would serve as a room's identity that people can remember or write down. Here's how it would work. For the room creator, when you create a room, you go back and both the owner token and the room code. If you get disconnected, you can rejoin using the room code plus your screen name. Nope, let's do this. What if we treat this like a speakeasy where we can generate a room code that we can share publicly? That way we don't have to worry about private links. And what we can do is create a session password. So maybe I can set a key phrase or secret phrase for people to join my chat. That way people can kind of set a password for the room. The room can persist and other people can kind of get back and forth into it by knowing the password. Server-side participant memory. Okay. No, we don't want to do that because we don't want to know who. We'd want to store participants in the database. Chat ID, screen name token. No, we don't want that. Reconnect flow. And someone, let me see. Would this work? Question mark. Okay. So Manny, has this merged back in? Where are we at on our pitch deck and other assets that we're building here?
So
the slides are in.
Slides are in. Video's still cranking, and then I added 2 more tasks as you were chatting, dude.
Okay, what did you add?
One is I want to have a blog for the landing page, and I'm also asking Agent to generate 5 SEO optimized posts and add some images, add some video to one. So again, it's, we keep talking about like how do you get attention, how do you get distribution? Well, you want to make sure you're indexed by Google. This is one way to do that. And then I also created a waitlist page. So I would imagine that I would like create a lot of noise around this. It's maybe not ready, or maybe I want to get some feedback in terms of whether this would be something that's viable. So I'll create a landing page with the option for people to join the waitlist or join the beta or something like that to capture emails, because that's one of the first things that I want to be doing is I want to gauge interest, see if people want this. And if so, I want them to be able to take action. And I want those emails. Those emails are going to be so valuable for me as I'm kicking this off.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, the slides. Okay, so sometimes I wonder if it's because I'm not in main. Where am I? There we go. Let's go to the preview. Let's go to the canvas. This is what's really cool. Like, check this out. So now we've got the canvas. For some reason, the slides are not rendering on the canvas, but this could also be that we need to refresh this somehow. But here we got the mobile app, right? And we could jump into that preview and we can build and work on the mobile app, or we could just switch to the website. And now we have the website that we could, again, chat and interact with and explore and build. Let's go to the main. Let's hide this task. All right, so let's go ahead and see what this says here. I like this a lot. The speakeasy metaphor is perfect for this app's vibe. Here's how I'd see it. You create a room, pick a screen name, and set a passphrase, the secret knock. The server generates a short public room code. Okay, this is public, shareable, not a secret. You share the room code however you want. Text it to friends, post it, say it out loud. You join the room, enter the code and the passphrase plus your screen name. If the passphrase matches, you're in. No invite links needed. Anyone who knows the code and the passphrase can join, leave, and come back whenever they want. Great. What this replaces? The entire invite system, single-use links, group links. Okay, great. The owner token concept becomes simpler. The creator is tracked. Okay, perfect. No more I lost my token. Perfect. What stays the same? Messenger is still ephemeral. Great. Rooms still expire after 24 hours. Okay, great. Pass-free is checked server-side, stored hash in the database, not in plain text. Great. So again, we will never have your secret word. It'll be hashed in the background. What changes in the background? The invites table gets dropped entirely. Okay, great. One less database table. The chats table gets 2 new columns, room code public. Okay, great. Participants get stored in the database, not just in memory. Ooh, I don't know if that's what I want. So reconnection works even after server. 1 new endpoint joined by room code. Okay. Yeah, let's go for it. This may not, yeah, let's go for it. Let's just do it for the sake of this. I would wrestle with this. If I was really, working on making this bulletproof private, I'd probably spend a little more time wrestling with what the answer there is. I'd probably do something like create a public and private key pair. So instead of what it just did, which is, we're going to store users and their hash password in the background so they can join the room, is I would say, hey, let's create a public private key pair for each person. And they would need to have that key pair to join, but that gets complicated. That's super technical. Like, again, we just want this to work. We just want to show you it works. So we won't nerd out on all the privacy stuff here. We're just going to, make sure the web and mobile sessions stay, because we got about 30 minutes left in the stream to be able to show this working all at once, so that we can keep our undefeated record. In the meantime, Manny, let's see what the audience is saying. This is kind of like we're kind of on autopilot here. Let's go in and spend the rest of the time just chatting with folks and seeing what's going on here.
Good question here. Could we talk a little bit about permissions when we invite contributors to our workspace? So like what are the different options in terms of people coming in and contributing? I think we have a viewer option, we have a contributor option, we have an editor option, and then and this
so when you invite people in here, you can pick a role. So like read only, editor, publisher, owner. Those are kind of the core permissions that you have to invite folks inside of. But also, this is not a thing you should invite random people to. So that's on you if you invite a dummy in here and they start breaking things. Like, you really, this is your operating center for your enterprise now, or for your operation, if you're a freelancer, if you're a vibe coder, if you're a startup, if you're a fledgling trying to get off the ground, you wouldn't just invite somebody into the brain of your operation that you didn't trust. So first of all, start there. Don't invite people that shouldn't be in here. Second of all, just set their permission level as you invite them, and it should be no problem.
Yeah, and if you invite a contributor, they have access to everything. And I think what Joaquin is asking, can I compartmentalize certain parts of the canvas or certain projects? Not really, Joaquin. Once you give them access to the project, they have access to everything, including the secrets. So if you have API secrets in your secrets pane, just be mindful that they're going to have access to that.
Yeah, this is a good one here. Can you talk about different integrations connectors? Those all work the same way as before. You just ask the agent. Actually, it's gotten even more powerful. You don't need to build an application to work with the connector. So I could literally say, hey, connect the Notion and ask it about my Notion docs, and it will do that. I can connect it to Google Docs or Google Sheets or other things, and it will just do those things for me. And so you don't have to build the full application interface just yet, and you can start doing really cool things. Maybe we should. I'm anxious to show like some of the cool things we've been building. Tomorrow we're going to showcase a few things, but I know both Manny and I have been tinkering and playing with some stuff that we're like excited to show. So,
did you see my investor pitch deck?
Let's take a look.
No, it's oh no, it's for users. Is it for? No, I think it's for investors.
Ephemeral launch video. Are we ready to? Is it the video?
It's the deck. It's the slide deck. If you go back to Canvas.
Hold on. We're gonna watch this video.
Oh, look at this! Nice. What do you think, boss? And like, I'm a contributor. Reimar is driving here, so I can say like, hey, what do you think about this one? And then Reimar can critique it or change it, or decide to push it back to the main project.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. And again, what was your prompt? It was like something super simple. So this is one of those things where the more you prompt, the better you get at a prompt, the better your output's going to be. So you could go specifically about, here's what I want, here's the style that I want, here's the kinetic text that I want. But again, to just be able to say, can you build me an epic launch video for me to get a lot of users? Hey, maybe we need more users.
Right.
Add more users. Okay,
give me more users.
What did you? App's having trouble. Okay, so this happens every once in a blue moon right now. I do know they're working on solving this. So just refresh your screen. You'll be in the game. All right.
But the nice thing, if you go back to Canvas, you should be able to see the slides now in Canvas.
Okay. So let's go back here.
I did a hard reset.
Let's go to Canvas. Yes. Okay.
There you go.
So now I've got these on the canvas here. And what's even better though, let's show one more thing that you can do here. Let's zoom into this. And then, it's working on the mobile app, so I don't want to do anything in main. I don't want to interrupt this yet. Maybe we take a second to explain main versus tasks and what's happening here. We've talked a little bit about GitHub in the past and kind of version control inside of the application. What you're seeing here is kind of an abstracted version of version control, right? Replit's focus on that. And basically what it's doing is when you create a new task or when you start a sub-parallel task, Replit is creating a complete copy of your project, right? And so in that subtask, in that, collaborative thing, you can do whatever you want. You can explore, you can experiment without worrying about breaking the main application, right? So main is your main application. You can build on main, you can interact and do whatever you want. So if it's just you, vibe coding, you want the Agent 3 experience, you're not really into a lot of the Agent 4 features yet, great. You just stay in the main chat. You do everything that you used to do in the main chat. No worry. You're just there. You can do whatever you want there. If you want the next level, then you can start kind of adding more tasks on top of that. And again, each of those threads, each of those is a fork of your project, right? And so what that means is it's a full snapshot of your entire code base. You make changes to a specific portion of that. And then at the end, when you see it go green like this, it's going to basically ask you to apply those changes to the application. And that is merging back into your project, right? That's going to merge. So apply changes to main means I'm going to take the changes that we had in this thread, and now I'm going to merge them back into the main project. So now it's all unified. Let's say I didn't want to do that. Let's say I didn't like where this thing went, right? I could go to my task board. I could see the task itself, and I could either select apply these changes or I could cancel them. And nothing would ever happen to my main project because I'm not touching the main project. I'm working on a copy of it. And so this is really cool. This is a very traditional workflow. When you're working with software developers, this is what they do. They fork a project, they create a branch, they create some kind of parallel workspace where they can tinker on a piece of the app without anything else breaking. This way you can have multiple people working on different parts of the app, and then we merge all those changes back into the main branch. And so that's what we're doing here, right? Again, we're taking that technical stuff, these crazy things that require a very high technical knowledge set, and abstracting it down to a level that you and I can kind of understand and use and not have to worry about like how does merge work? Like it just does, you know?
And
Go ahead, Manny.
especially as we've been pitching this to business and enterprise users, we've been giving them an early preview of Agent 4. This has been like such a well received feature. People just, the collaboration part is just so much better here. And so, like, you can visualize things, see what people are working on. This whole merging, handling the conflicts. There's people are really excited about this.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's see. It's cranking. I probably should have gave this thing turbo mode just because we're on the stream. But the clock is ticking. We have 25 minutes remain undefeated. And honestly, I'm not leaving until we send messages from this device to the same web app so that you can all see that, this works, that it's sharing the same backend. Obviously, hopefully you all can see the value here of having, multiple things going at once, having multiple people working on different parts of the project, and kind of being able to do that in parallel.
Mm-hmm. And as we're waiting on that, a couple of questions from earlier in the chat. Someone was asking, how much of this do you get on the free tier? Quite a bit. You get agent modes, light and economy on the free tier, and you get full access to Canvas. You get access to multi artifacts too, and different artifacts types. You just won't be able to do parallelism or different tasks all at once. They'll be in sequential, but that's the case for free and core. You don't get that until pro. So
Yeah.
you get a lot of the experience in free.
Yeah, and one of the things we talk about this a lot, but if you're spending close to or more than $100 a month, you should just go ahead and do the pro upgrade. Like, there's no reason not to, if you're spending this money already with Replit, to just be on the pro plan. A lot of people see the $100 pro plan and they think, I'm spending $100 on like on a SaaS product. You're just prepaying for your credits. So if you're already getting close to $100 or over $100, you should 100% be on the pro plan. And I'll tell you why. You get so many benefits, just access to the Discord, access to, some of the additional features inside the product itself, and additional content that we're starting, like the pro programming that we're starting to work on, and the kind of the value add on the product side is going to make it worth it just on its own. Tomorrow, we'll probably tease a couple things that are related to that. And then over the next couple weeks, we're really going to start showing you where the value comes in as a professional. So if you're looking to make money from Replit, if you're looking to turn this into something you do for your business, if you're, really serious about becoming a professional vibe coder, we're going to build home base for that. And so just something to consider, not trying to pressure sell you, just something you should invest in yourself if you're really trying to like do anything other than just tinker with this thing. Manny, what do you say?
And the way that I think about it is that you're getting tokens at a steeper discount. So you're essentially getting $100 worth or like $120 worth of tokens. You just get them at a deal when you're prepaying up front. So if you're spending like 70, 80, $100, $150, just it's going to be easy to do with all these cool features. Yeah, Pro is going to be like a nice option. And also we made it we had Aisha, the product manager for the plans recently, and you guys were mentioning that you wanted to be able to trial test Pro month to month. And so that's now an option. So if you've been on Core Annual and you want to try Pro on a monthly basis, that you can do that as well.
Chris is saying, Reimar, did you work in sales? My background, I'm a design school dropout who got lost in the world of sales for a decade before hacking his way into technology. So yes, I have a very diverse and funky background that brings lots of different things to the table. Okay, so it's still cranking here. It's still cranking on the redefine. And it said that earlier. It said this is a significant change. So we'll see if we broke the whole thing. It says, let's do it. This is a significant change across the backend, web app, and mobile. So let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. Hey, I still got the UI here. Let me go into my Expo, and we're going to reload the app and see what happens. Okay, it's not ready for the app yet. No big deal. We'll get that in a second. Ephemeral chat mobile. Okay, so it's still working. I'm just jumping the gun here. It's not ready yet for the mobile. But we could, web app is working, speak easy mode, create tab. Okay. Let me reset the API. All right. So let me also test the API to make sure it's working. Okay. Great. Endpoint works, returns room code. Now let me test the join endpoint. So you see the agents kind of testing in the back. You see, I know that it's probably not that exciting to watch the agent work, but I always like to keep an eye on like what the agent's doing, and also just I learn. Right, this is how I learn. I learn from like the agent's workflow, and so some people don't want to. It's okay. You don't have to. I think it's perfectly fine to just go straight vibes. I personally like to learn as I go from a lot of this stuff. And so sometimes I watch closely, sometimes I don't care, and so it depends on what's happening, especially if I'm like tinkering with something that's new or that I'm not super familiar with, or it's just kind of like a new thing I'm trying to experiment with. Then yeah, then I might just go, deeper in watching the agent. But if it's something else, I might just, let it vibe. Manny, what about you? Do you ever read or watch this stuff or?
Oh yeah, I'm learning all the time. In particular early on, so like I'll drop in a prompt and say like, "Hey, I want to do these two things." Like for example, on my application yesterday, I was thinking like, do I create two artifacts, one for the landing page and one for the actual application? Because I've read that you should do that. That's like the way to do it properly. You maintain them differently. And I just had a conversation with agent and it walked me through. He's like, well, yeah, typically you would do that, but for where you are right now, one mono repo is best. So it makes it simpler. Later on, if it gets more complex, you have more scale, then maybe think about separating them out. And then like I just had a conversation with agent, like, okay, I'm gonna go with the mono repo, have everything in one place, at least the landing page and the actual application itself. And then we'll see it crank and see what it's building and just level up my technical aptitude that way.
Yeah. And it could be, we'll see what happens here. Cause it's taking a little bit of time. Let's see what it's doing. It's working. It says it's working. I don't know what it's working on. It did edit that Replit MD file and I see the app is ready here. Manny, let me see if I can share. Let's see. Let me copy this link. Let me just share this in the chat. Let's see if, share this in the Slack chat. Oh, it's grabbing the, hang on a second. Okay, let's do it from here. So we're going to call this test room and we'll call it test the same way, except for lowercase is going to be test. Change your password. Okay.
As you're doing that, we got Nero here who's spending $3,000 a month. Perfect candidate for pro, Nero. You got to go pro. Also, another thing to highlight: when you're on the pro plan, you can buy credits in advance up to up to $4,000, and you'll get them discounted. For example, if you purchase $4,000 of credits in advance, you'll pay $3,500, so you get a pretty steep discount on that. So, Nero, I would advise you to go to pro and then think about buying those credits in advance. And somebody else mentioned about the credits rolling over. The nice thing about when you buy the credit packs is that they have a longer duration period. I have to check the details exactly, but they won't expire after 1 month. So, Richard, if you're concerned about that, consider buying those bulk credits in advance.
The mobile's not working. What did we miss? Let's ask it. Oh, something's stuck. Let me refresh this.
Yeah, depends. Again, if you're on core, there's an option to upgrade. There's the pro tier now, and we have the enterprise plan. So I think pro would be the way for you, the way for you to go.
All right, I'm refreshing the browser. The chat wouldn't let me send, so let me just see. We might have some stuff stuck from here. Let's just give it a second because the browser is refreshing, but Chrome is giving me a hard time. Oh, there we go. I think we fried it. But let's do this and we'll be right back in business.
Hard reset.
Oh, yeah. Turn it off and back on again. Okay, so
Shift R.
I know. Let's do this. Come on, preview. Wait for this to start back up. And then give it a second, Manny. I'm going to share the link. I just want to see if the chat is working. Let's see.
Hey, Miro said he's pro now. All right, nice. Miro. See you in the Discord, dude.
The mobile app is not loading. What's going wrong? All right, let's just ask it. Let's ask it that. Let's close the preview pane and reopen the preview pane. Sometimes that clears up some things. All right. So while that's thinking, what's going on the questions? We're
getting questions on artifact management. So the question is like, Raimar, I have all these artifacts now on my canvas. Okay, like, how do I manage these moving forward? And I think also maybe we should draw a distinction between the artifacts and the variants. So like you have a bunch of landing pages, you selected one. Okay, that's your new artifact. That's the thing that you're going to publish. But then these other variants you may not need anymore. Maybe you want to put them to the side. So maybe talk a little bit about that, Rama. How are you thinking about managing moving forward and maintaining them and kind of your approach here?
I think just individually, right? Like just like I would have managed a web app, I managed the web app, and when I manage the mobile app, I'll manage the mobile app. What I'm interested to see here is the maybe it's because it's working, but I'm not seeing the library right now. So we may be running into a platform. Yeah, see, and then we're getting this refresh thing. I was stuck in some of these loops before. I'm wondering if it's, see, I don't want to apply the changes yet because I don't want it, I want it to think through exactly what's happening with the app first.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to watch. And this is, this is very, very vibe code-esque, right? This is the thing. This is the struggle of figuring out, like how to wrestle with some of this stuff. So let's just see, restarting the workflow. Okay, let me open the mobile app again. Let me see, go home. Okay, it's still crashing. Oh, still crashing. Oh no.
This is also a great call out from Mateo. All of you have a referral code as well. So you should be sharing your referral code like crazy. You get a pretty nice perk when somebody activates on your referral code. So good call out, Mateo. Mateo's in the chat saying like, hey, let me get your referral codes.
Yeah. We might roll back here too. Let me see what happens. Because I'm wondering if yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's give it another second. It's restarting the mobile artifact.
Chris, continue to ask your questions in the chat. I'm trying to get to them. There's a lot here, but if I miss your question, post it again so we can address it.
All right, it looks like we might be in business again. I'm seeing the mobile. I'm seeing the library loading back up again. A second ago, you remember our library was empty, and so I'm hoping we got action here. We got 13 minutes till 2 hours. I know we don't have an official 2-hour cutoff, but let's see if we can get it done, y'all. We got it's loaded in the browser here.
We can't make it. Push-ups, dude. Push-ups live.
You got to do push-ups if you can't.
And pineapple pizza for lunch.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Properly motivate you, right, Mark?
Come on, baby. What's going on? Go home. Let me do this. Just start it from a full go. Let me actually restart Expo even. All right. Okay. All three workflows are running. The mobile app may have just needed time to bundle. Let me wait a moment and try again. I see the app load in the web preview, but it's not loading in Expo. Did we add a dependency that's not? Okay. Somebody call Vic.
Get her on call.
Yeah.
Some other questions here around, okay, moving objects, migrating projects from other platforms. Yes, you can do that. I think we have an official integration to make that super easy, but moving objects, would you mind DMing me on X or on LinkedIn? And I'll follow up with you and get that out to you. So yeah, we're seeing a lot, like folks that start off on other platforms, and you might get like an initial like nice output. The landing page looks good, but then you start building on it. You start adding complexity. You try to publish things. You try to scale. Then people are starting to come back to Replit and say like, oh, like now I appreciate that Replit has like really strong bones, really strong infrastructure to not just develop beautiful UI, but actually deploy it and get users on my applications. So we're trying to address that by making it super easy for you to bring those projects over into Replit and start building and have close fidelity to what you've already built. But moving objects, please DM me or follow me on social, and I'll get the answer to you right away.
All right, we're gonna try one more thing here, and if not, I'm gonna roll back. I think we had it before, and I really regret that I didn't just publish to Expo and publish to the web app to have them be stable. Because let's see, because the app was working. Remember we had it working, and the mobile app was loading, and it worked. And then I don't know what's going on here, but it definitely confused itself. And now I think we're like in some kind of stall out mode here, which is not great.
As you're troubleshooting that, good suggestions from Label King around how to organize pieces on the canvas. Yeah, please drop your suggestions. We just rolled this out for the first time. I'm sure it's going to evolve over time, and we'd love your feedback in terms of how to make this a little bit easier. Because it's an infinite canvas, so there's so much you can put on the canvas, but also to a lot of the comments that we're seeing, you have to try to organize it somehow and bring some order to all that chaos. And so you're being both creative, and then you're also being opinionated in terms of what you're going to build. So tell us what you think would be helpful to make sure you're getting the best experience in Canvas.
Yeah, the agent is stuck in a something or other, and I can't even do my kill one command here. Let's see.
Get those push-ups ready. Oh, do you take the L for this? I don't know if you should take the L for this, Rymar.
I don't know if this counts. That's why I need to roll back. Oh, you know what? Right. Let's see if we can do something here. Let's see if we can go to the Git pane. We've talked about GitHub. Yeah, see, so it's like something, and I think it has to do with maybe the merging. I don't know. Because when we merged your deck in is when things kind of got a little funky. Review now. Dismiss. Let me do something.
So you blame it on my deck, huh?
No, not on your deck. On the, I'm gonna. Uh-oh. I hope they're not watching from the product team. All right, I'm gonna archive these. And ephemeral shop launch. We need more users. Okay, we're not gonna mess with that. See, I wonder if this thing being an open state is I don't know. I'm really not sure what's going on here, but it does look like the agent is just not doing its thing.
And when you have these issues, especially early on, like maybe we should show people how to create a ticket, because some folks are asking me like, how do I create a ticket in Replit? And we'd love your feedback. Yeah, something doesn't work right now. Please create a ticket, drop it in there, share the ticket number with us.
Okay, so there it goes. It figures out that it figured out that something was going wrong. So let me just see if we can roll back here. Checkpoint made. Roll back here. No, hang on. That's not what we want. Let me go back. Show previous messages. Everything's working great. Our web application, like mobile app. Okay.
Might be a platform issue, Rymar, because I'm seeing some folks in the chat also saying they're having some issues.
Okay, so let me roll back to here. When was this? 10/21. That's about right. Okay. I want to roll the database back also. We're going to roll back. So this is, again, one of those reasons why I don't really get too worried about testing or breaking things or trying like new things in Replit. Because what you just saw was I went back in the chat and I was like, hey, at this point, I kind of liked what was going on. Remember, it was a little risky what we just did. The last 30 minutes, we were like, and it even said it at the top. It's like, this is a big change. Let me kind of address this structurally, And that can be a little scary, right? And so I think, being able to go back is why I get fairly confident in working inside of Replit, because this will just roll back to a specific branch, a place that we were. So I think, let's see. And then here you can see all the different checkpoints we had. Add mobile application with check. Oh.
Some other questions here. Ken is asking, how do I get into the Discord? Right now, it's exclusive to pro members and some of the folks that were in the build-a-thon, the mobile build-a-thon. But for right now, Ken, if you sign up for the pro plan, you'll get an option to join the Discord. And again, somebody else asked on X, like, should I try pro? What if it doesn't work out? Just try it 1 month. It's month to month. So, you don't like it, you can always go back to core. So really, like, there's no downside. Check it out. If you like it, stick around. If not, go back to core.
Okay, let's see. I finished reverting. What I want to do is I'm going to republish this and just have it send these to stable URLs. So let's open this, and then we'll open this, and this shouldn't be, oh, they are live, but hang on, let's make sure. Nope. Okay, it's publishing. So here's what I want to do. I want to test what we had before, because I think those changes that we made actually like added complexity that I probably should have thought about more than just trying to say, hey, do these big things across web and mobile. So this is a great learning experience. What I should have done was go into the web version, modify the behavior I want in the web version, and then ask it to do the same thing in the mobile version. I think where I probably made a mistake here is trying to have this thing do the web and the mobile updates in real time. And it may have, let's see, run security scan. What's happening here? So it's going to block me on post because it's detected that there's something scan-wise that may need to be addressed here. And this is a little more secure because, again, we're on an enterprise type account. So yeah, just going back to what I was saying is I think you want to stay focused on like one core thing. Like when I've been playing with this, when I ask it to like do the web thing and the mobile thing at the same time, I run into problems just like this. But when I ask it and just build web apps and just build, everything on the web and then get, the app to a place that I like, and then we put it into the mobile app, or we bring those changes to somewhere else, that's probably the best move, right? It's like get one thing to the place that you want it to work, and then no vulnerabilities found. Okay, so let's try to republish. And that way, like, hey, I got this working in one place. Now let me see if I can get it over here. So are we seeing our preview? Let me close this. Let's get rid of security. Let me see if the publish is gonna work this time. But also we have this now is back. Let me see if this will load in Expo. It will not load in Expo. Oh boy. This may be the one that gets us, y'all.
Push-ups, here we come.
This may be the one that gets us. And what's wild is, though, that I reverted back to that edit. Let's see. Investor pitch deck for ephemeral chat. This is, and see it, I will say that it happened when we merged this task, almost exactly when this task merged. So we should look into that when we debug this. We should send a debug to the product. And I'm wondering if something about this merge here, but I'm going to skip that. I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to restore before that checkpoint. So let's come back here. It's going to check to see push branch as, I don't want to push the branch. I want to come back to, what did that do? Here, restore. And that should give me an option to check what I want to restore. Push branch.
And when you have a moment, Ramar, if you can show people how to create a ticket and how to submit their feedback, because I'm sure folks are going to run into some edge cases. Would love to get that feedback, especially if you're trying out Agent 4 early on.
Yeah. Okay. So this just shows GitHub's not connected. I'm trying to push to Git here. All right. Let's see what we got. Is the mobile app work? Is the web app working inside of here? Yeah. Where, I don't know where they moved it to, honestly, in the new UI. The help, Manny.
On the left-hand side, if you click on the Replit logo, up, yep, and then you go to Get Help or Help, yeah. So you can check status. You can submit feedback. So if you're like, oh, I think Angelina had a good suggestion, like, oh, I would love to have folders on my canvas. And then if you have a bug, there's an option to Get Help, and then you'll get a modal that pops up, and you can either, like, if it's billing, technical, or account wide, you can drop that in and you can drop in your feedback, and then you should get a ticket number. And If you do that, you get a ticket number. You share it with me on social, or you share it with me on the streams. I can get some more attention on it. But always, in general, have a ticket number. It's so easy to create the ticket. Just it's also easy for our support team to track it and find the repo that you're in, all your account details. So like always give us a ticket number.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna hack this here. Replit app keeps crashing. Submit. Let's see if that lets me submit, and then I'll refresh the screen. If you saw what I did there, that little modal that comes up that blocks your screen, sometimes you're like mid-prompt, and you want to grab the chat there. You don't want that to block. I'm going to...
Animal Stories upgraded to Pro for a year. Let's go, Animal Stories. Tell us what you're building. Something pertaining to animal stories?
Yeah, the shell's not even opening up. So the agent's stuck somewhere. The agent's just stuck inside of itself here. Because I can't even kill it. I can't even open up the shell. Like typically what I would do here is open up the shell, and I would run a command to kill the agent. Oh, come on, baby. I'm telling you, I'm not leaving. We're going to be here all day. This is going to work. Yeah, whoever stays with us, you're going to, like, we're going to figure this out. Kill one is a command that you can run in your shell that will, kind of kill the agent process. App is not running, so it's going to start again.
I think people are enjoying you sweat a little bit, Ryan Moore.
Ruth
imagine. Says, you're dancing on the bleeding edge. These sessions are so helpful. Maybe we're showing you the real deal.
Okay, it looks like the platform reverted. However, it's trying. Hang on. Let me wait. Let me wait. It's working. Hey!
Let's go. He's
back. Come on.
Anything to avoid the pineapple pizza. That's like the motivator for this guy.
Yo. Okay. Why is it? It's still failing on some security thing to publish. But I want to. Okay, let me try one more time. Just republish. There's probably some dependency that I have here that I am not sure what's causing a problem. But when I ran the security scan, it said there were no issues. So let's just do this. I'm gonna try this again, because let's open the website in a new browser. Let's close all these other ones so we don't get confused. All right, so this is in a browser. Okay, and then I'm going to see, will this load on the phone? Ooh.
Looking nice, it's coming.
Oh, baby, come on now. Don't play with me, y'all.
Getting some love for our support team. Yeah, try again. We've been getting a lot. We've been stepping up our support game. Hats off to our support team. They're probably on the stream right now. We're going to send them tickets and feedback on all this. So yeah, if you haven't interacted with their support team lately, it's getting really good.
Okay, it looks like there's a problem connecting to our Expo app. The mobile app is loading in the Replit preview, but not in Expo. And then I'm going to grab a screenshot of this. It should have access to these logs. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Watch. If this happens to you and you have a prompt in here and you're like, oh no, I don't want to lose that prompt, you can come in, right click inspect. You see this little arrow at the top? You click on this and it's going to identify that target. You can delete that, and now I'm back in. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this. Now I can refresh so I don't have to retype or relose my prompt, because sometimes you're inside of a prompt there and you're like, oh no, I need to get that prompt, and it won't let you. So we're going to do that. We're going to come over here and take a screenshot of this and put it in here as well and just send it and see what it does. Oh, I probably should have done that in a new chat. Just a heads up. And this is very much like, I mean, I know we're, obviously dealing with potential bugs here. We might have like stumbled into an edge case with merging a specific type of project or a specific type of asset in here. So this is all part of the troubleshooting process. But again, if you're building software, like, what this is like, troubleshooting, that, sometimes like it's just not easy. And it's loading in the preview here. I wonder why it won't. Let's see. Come on, baby. You can do this. Your phone can't reach the Metro build. It's likely a port conflict since the mockup Sandex running on port 801. Okay. Let me restart the Expo workflow and reestablish the connection. Come on, baby. All right, let's see if we can do it in here too. Test, create a room. Okay. Let's see if I can copy this link. It may not. Let's see. Simulate on web, simulate on iOS. What happens if I do that? Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. iOS simulator.
Or am I not going down without a fight?
I'm not going down, period. Y'all gonna be here all day. I'm just letting you know. Interesting that it's working on the, it's loading up in the Expo version of this, but not on my phone version.
As you're troubleshooting this, I'll fill some of the questions that I've been seeing. Do we support Android Play Store now? Yes and no. So we're building this in Expo, which means that the same code base will work for both Android Play Store and the Apple App Store. It's just that the integration that we have built into Replit makes it very easy for you to port your application directly into the Apple App Store, at least test flight to start getting it ready for review and for submission to the Apple App Store. We don't have that same ease of submission for Android. It is on the top of the list. We are working on it. We know there's a lot of Android folks out there. Even some folks here at Replit really love Android, and so we're working hard on making it as easy to integrate your app into their Play Store. That said, on the Discord, I think a couple of folks have managed to get their Expo app into the Google Play Store in a little bit more of a manual way. So if you are in the chat and you've done that, feel free to drop your tips there. But yeah, so to answer the question, coming soon to make it as easy for you to submit your app to Android Play Store as it is for Apple App Store right now.
This is interesting to me. It's loading in the iOS emulator here, but not on my mobile test. So let me just try this. I'm going to create a room. Let me copy a group link, and then I'm going to open this.
So Digital Director asking about old projects with Agent 4. Yes, so Agent 4 will load up for your old projects, and you'll have pretty much all of the new functionality available with those old projects, except you won't be able to go multi-artifact on those old projects. So for example, if you have a web app that you've already built out and you want to build a mobile version of that, that's not supported as of yet. It's a very high priority feature that we're working on right now, but right out of the gate, at launch, not supported for old projects. If you want to have the full multi-artifact experience, you'll have to create a new project. But working on it, making it available for old projects coming soon, but you have access to all the other functionality. So the ability to do tasks, the ability to jump in Canvas, the collaboration part, that's all available in old projects as well.
Yeah, it's so weird to me. There's got to be something. Group link, copy. The fact that it's working on this emulator but not on my phone. Oh! Booyah! Okay, we're making progress, y'all. We're making progress. We are making progress. I know this is like maybe not riveting or super exciting for all y'all, but this is the real deal. Okay, so let's see if this works. Paste from mobile request.
Can you talk a little bit about why you weren't just dropping prompts into Agent to fix or to debug this? Somebody was asking that in chat.
Yeah, we did a little bit, right? Did we not drop some prompts in there? Yeah. The thing is, I did ask it that, right? So that's what this is here. Make sure your phone has internet. So it is loading the app now. And it is sending the message that I sent here. What I'm trying to do now is to get into the chat, right? I'm trying to get into the chat as somebody else to show that this is all working off the back end. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to see if I can get into. Oh, hang on, y'all. We might be doing this. Just please bear with me. I think this might be working.
This is
encrypted channel. Choose alias. Rhyme. Let's see. This is desktop. Bro. Hey. Hello. We got it. We're in. Ha!
Man, there you go.
Let's go. Mobile app, web app, game on, baby. All working on the same infrastructure on the back end of Replit. We did it. Okay. There we go. Undefeated. It took us 9 more minutes than we expected. Dear Lord, but we got it. We're in, baby. All we got to do is publish these things. Like, again, it's going to be a little work. Got to figure things out. But not today, baby. No pineapples on my pizza today. Undefeated still. Let's go.
And still undefeated.
Cut. I just got a note. Incident check private chat. Somebody was trying to tell me that there was some kind of incident. Oh my God. Okay. That's it. It's over, y'all. We did it. Bye. It's done. I'm just leaving now. No, okay. There's one thing we have to do here. There's one more thing we have to do. There is one more thing we have to do. I'm going to copy a group link this time, y'all. Copy the group link. I'm going to go to the YouTube video. Hello, YouTube video. Hang on. We're going to put this link in there. And off to the races, baby. Let's see what happens. The link is now in the YouTube chat. Manny, I'll share it with you in Slack in case you want to drop that into, any other places.
Thank you.
But let's see what happens. The mobile app is live. Jay just joined. Warren joins the chat. Let's go, baby. Light it up. I want people on their phones. Oh, here, let me show the Expo link. Let me put the Expo link. Some of y'all joined through the Expo link. Let's go and let me know. Post if you're on mobile. Post if you're on web app. Like, where are you? Rhyme RW. There we go. Okay. So yeah, some of you come in through the mobile app. This would be cool. If you have Expo, if you're around in the Build-a-thon, let's do this. Oh my goodness, y'all. Game on, baby. Whew. Okay, y'all better. Hey, I'm going to figure this out too, by the way. I'm going to figure out what the publishing problem is. I'm going to open source this. This is a fucking cool app. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drop the F-bomb in the middle of the thing, but this is a cool app. And this is like, again, the beginning of some really cool stuff. The ability to build things like this. Oh, are you not seeing my screen over here on the screen? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's just a little bit.
We see it.
Okay. Oh, baby, let's go. What's going on? Undefeated. Look at this. Just coming in from everywhere. Let's go.
And this is great TV, dude. This is great. Like, you're right at the end. Like,
bro, we were sitting last night. We were sitting having dinner in the office here. And Amjad literally comes down and sits with us. And we were talking about the live streams. And we were saying, like, we're undefeated. And he goes, we'll see. And I was like, not tomorrow. It's not going to do it. And yeah, I thought for a minute there we were cooked. 100% I thought we were cooked, but so cool. And look, it's literally, this is my mobile device. It's connected to the screen. It's what you're seeing on the right side. The web app is on the left. These are two systems working on the back of the same database. And I want to show you something here. There are no messages in this. This is a completely private chat system. These chats, like if this thing shuts down, if we shut this browser down, if you leave the browser, you can't come back. This is literally just for creating a real-time private chat with you and whoever you want to share this with. The messages self-destruct. So if we scroll up here, there are no other messages, right? If I scroll up, these messages are already starting to disappear, and you'll start to see there's no more messages inside of here. We get up here, it's going to start counting down. So, and oh, session expired. Boom, there we go. The server reset. Right. And that just happens because we're in the development environment. And if something happens in the back, if the agent tries something new, whatever, like it's going to reset the development server. This is why you publish out to the front end so that like the server can stay stable. And so all these things will persist. Messages self-destruct. There you go. In 24 hours, that chat will close. And whatever's in the database here, whatever little bit we do store, because we do store a chat identity. So each of these is a chat we tried to create. And you see it says burn time. That's what the messages are set to burn time. Owner token, see, so it doesn't actually grab an owner. It just creates a token for that person. It says when it was created and when it was the last activity. And then the invites exist so that it knows, hey, when I send somebody an invite, what room do we connect it to? But after those things connect, completely ethereal, completely in the browser, completely in server memory, never to exist again. And then there's a timer after 24 hours, the whole room will self-destruct. And actually, we might change that so that the room just self-destructs when it's over because, if the room resets, then there's no way to come back. So anyway, super cool, Manny. I don't know what I don't know how else to leave it. You know,
Yeah,
like
that was amazing. I mean, I think you're just showing vibe coding in practice out in the wild. I mean, this is what we're doing every day when we build stuff and prepare for demos. You just gotta grind it out, stay with it. You got to figure out, like, is it the app? Is it the code? Is it agent? Is there a platform issue? Go check the status, submit tickets, get help, figure it out. But you just got to stay with it until you get there. So I think that was a great example of how to do that and how you build great stuff like Reimar's done.
y'all.
Epic. Well, so we're gonna have to wait till next time for Reimar to have to take
I'm
down
not.
Pineapple Pizza.
Listen,
Bro.
I will not be defeated. I'll stay for 12 hours till we figure the thing out. For anybody who left halfway through that and you were like, "Oh, Replit did. He's not gonna." You better come back and watch this. We're gonna clip that finish up. That last little moment where all the chat starts coming in. Then we're in the game.
People are loving it, dude. Bravo.
Oh man,
So sick. Well
super
done.
cool. Yep. So all right. So through the chat, here's what we saw. Right? We designed on a canvas, right? So if we go into the canvas, we can see that let me get rid of the library. Let me shut this and actually let me close the mobile preview. We don't need that anymore. So we designed on the canvas and we explored a bunch of different ideas. And we picked a variant after the initial design because the initial design was like this. It was kind of just blue and a little less, tech matrixy than we wanted. And so we said, hey, let's implement this design. We asked it for some variants. That created the mobile app that we are looking at here that we just showed and tested and explored. And then from there, we decided, hey, let's build a mobile app that also works with that shares the same back end. And you saw us fight a little bit with that. Honestly, 30 minutes of this was completely wasted. This works, but you know what worked here? What actually worked at the end was the thing I rolled back to. And again, that was a user error on my side. As I go back, I probably would address that completely different as I would move forward. I would have isolated the web project. I would have made the changes I wanted in the web project. And then I would have gone to the mobile project and said, hey, we just made some changes to the back end. I need to make sure that this mobile app is now consistent with the changes we made on the back end. And so that's my learning takeaway from this is that like I probably tried to do a little too much all at once. And we saw the agent spun its wheel for 30 minutes, and that's when things started going crazy. However, there was also an incident that might have been blocking that. So honestly, it may have worked fully, and it might have just been the platform side of things that was glitching out a little bit. But either way, we got through it. This is a perfect use case of just Ruth talked about it the other day, persistence. Yeah, I think
stay with it until it ships.
Stay with it till it ships. Francisco, you still back there with us or no? Did he drop off by chance?
I think he's out, like talking to engineering, like, what the heck happened? We're doing live.
He's probably like, yo, the guys are out there drowning. What are you doing?
Put that lunch down. Put that coffee down. Go fix this stuff. We're live.
Let's go.
Reimar's about to get the L. First L ever. Can't have that.
No, we're not taking any L.
No push-ups. Jack
W's only all the way.
Jack makes up. Did you update your user profile in real time, Jack? No push-ups today. Good work.
This would have taken $20,000 in 3 weeks to fix 3 years ago. The idea that you would build a web app and a mobile app and slides and other things on the same project, like that, and then to do that in 2 hours, like whatever we stumbled through, whatever like problems we had here, like they pale in comparison to the real dev process, like what this would have taken. And again, even if now you wanted to take this to a developer and say, make this real, make sure it's bulletproof, whatever. Now you're not just taking a static design. You're not just taking a little mock-up, a little wireframe. You're like, hey, this is kind of how I see it working. Where can we improve the security, right? We talked about maybe we want to encrypt these rooms. We could encrypt the rooms. We could do other things. There's lots of other things you can add here. So anyway, Francisco, what were you thinking watching? Were you stressing for us? Because I know I was stressed.
I mean, I normally don't run in the office, but I was just sprinting back between support, engineering, back over to Manny. And I was like, Manny, loop me in. And like, because I was like, poor Reimar thinks it's like something he did wrong. And I was like, no, it's just an incident that's currently happening. Just so anyone else I saw you in the chat as well, mentioning that there was something going on. Thank you so much. Support is in the chat. If you have any tickets, now's the best time to drop them in, just because they've been helping us out. So drop them in directly into the chat as they're kind of scanning everything. And as they mentioned, there is an active incident currently. It's like almost about to be fixed from what I understand. So apologies if anyone else is having some of those issues. It's currently like there's literally like 6 engineers, probably like 20 feet from Rymar around the corner, who are all working on it. So
were they watching as the screen's like up over them and they're like, yeah,
it was just me running around like, hey, like something's going on. And Chris, yes, they could hear it. They could hear Rymar getting excited, after everything was a success. So it was a good time. But no, thank you all so much for sticking around. And if you have any tickets or any issues, please drop them in the chat. We are listening. And also, I just appreciate the folks that, I think Rocket is here, who is well known in Discourse. I think he's in here helping people support in the YouTube chat. So thank you so much for being there. Angelina, KG, Chris, Rupier. So many of you are in here. Thank you so much just for sticking around. But we're on the case, looking to fix it soon. But yeah, Rymar.
Awesome.
And don't forget to record what you build with Agent 4 and quote tweet Amjad's tweet. Go to our Replit X account. Is all done? Did we hit 100 on that?
It is all done, but because there is so much demand from this stream, it's just unfair if we wouldn't, open it up again. So afterwards, Rymar, if we can get your help opening up maybe a few more codes.
Do you want me to open it now? I can just open the code up right now, actually.
Oh, fantastic. You know what? Here we go. First come, first served to our streamers here. Maybe do 150 codes. I mean, everyone stuck around. We got about 300 people. Let's make sure we take care of them.
Let me remember. What's that? That's community credits, right? Credits.
Yes.
Let's see. Community.
So are we doing that for folks that stuck around this far in the stream, or for folks that are going to post their video on X?
Original challenge of posting kind of like what they worked on Agent 4. Same thing. We're just going to add in a little bit more credits just to make sure we open it up for folks here in the chat as well.
Gotcha.
The same code and everything, right? So let me open this up.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
so folks, as soon as the stream is done, go record what you built with Agent 4. Doesn't have to be fancy. Talk about your experience, the good, what could be better, and then quote tweet Amjad's tweet. And the next 150 people that do that will get how many dollars in credits?
$100 in credits.
$100 in credits. Let's go. What are you doing here, guys? Get off now.
We'll drop the link as soon as it goes live with Rymar once it's updated, and then we'll drop it in just to make sure you have the latest. So we'll share that soon. And again, just to clarify, it's like basically stacked on top of what you're already paying for. So if you have a core account, and you pay, the $20 a month, anything after $20 will be covered by these $100 in credits until you deplete them. So that'll be up there very, very soon.
Here, let me, here's the code. I will post this. Do you want me to post it in the YouTube chat, or where should we post it?
Yeah, sure. And then I'll re-push the tweet as well. I'll give it to you soon here.
And I'll put it in the LinkedIn channel and X channel. Yes, Prashant, you got to upgrade to Pro. Check it out. I mean, at least for a month. Try it out. Join the community. I think you're going to love it. Upgrade the Pro. I think if you're on the stream this long, you should be on the Pro account, quite frankly. So default to Pro. Yeah, and if you want to learn how to do this stuff, jump in the Discord, like the community that's brewing in Discord. Again, the programming that we're working on over the next few weeks. I think Francisco mentioned at the beginning, and I mentioned halfway through the show, that we got like 21 streams lined up, all the way from like expert level, super technical, to beginners. We're going to start doing a ton of this stuff in different ways. And again, hopefully this was instructional, educational. I know there was some stumbling through, but I think if you're doing this stuff at any regular cadence, you run into this all the time, right? And so we'll fix the platform stuff. That's an anomaly. Obviously Agent 4 is brand new. We're running into some rough edges, edge cases, things that are just like being handled. But like over the next week or two, all that stuff will be taken care of, and it will just be you and your creative potential building whatever you can imagine, and I think that is the real exciting thing here. And you can help us accelerate that improvement by submitting your tickets, also feedback as well. So if something you want to see different on there, you saw the feedback option as well. So please do that. It helps us a lot.
Yep. And also check out the livebuild.replit.app. The link that's in the description of the YouTube video. We'll put all the links and resources there. And then, as we always do, anybody who RSVP'd through the Luma event will get a email recap with all the links, with all the resources, with kind of what we covered during the stream. So yeah, and that'll usually happen an hour or two after the show. Yep.
I see some people trying to connect on X. Drop your handle on X if you're on YouTube. I'd love to follow you. Let's follow each other. Let's help each other out. Let's support each other's stuff. So if you're on X, drop your handle in the chat too.
Yeah, and a couple different things. Everyone in chat, Dario, Joy, and a few others who are trying. Can you let us know if now the link is working? It should be updated now. You should be able to claim $100 in credits. If
it's not, it's a different code link.
It's not the one tagged to the original tweet.
No, because that I wasn't able to edit because that limit was reached, and so that code was kind of blocked. So there's a new code. It's basically the same code - copy.
Okay, cool. Oh, okay, I see it. Awesome. So
and I shared that in the chat there. Yeah.
Awesome. And then
I posted on LinkedIn and X too.
Getting a couple of questions about Discord. So for the Pro plan folks, I think if you literally just updated a Pro, it takes a while for it to actually show up in your account on the back end. So what I would do is I would check in tomorrow, and by tomorrow I should be able to get into Discord. And I'm also actually going to be sending out emails. A couple of you actually jumped in on Pro very, very early on, and we didn't quite have the connection correct on our back end through the email setup side of things. So I was sending out an email tomorrow morning. And also that's like the best time to be able to kind of connect through Discord there. And yes, Chris will be sending out a new X link very soon. We just wanted to make sure it was updated, but thank you so much.
Yeah, and for anybody, let's maybe walk through the process here. You'll come to, for anybody who wants to get in and who has access, like, so if you're a pro, if you're one of our ambassadors, or if you were in the old Build-a-thon, you are now eligible to enter the Discord. The pro access is actually not turned on yet, but I'll do that after, Francisco. We have a flag that I just have to flip on this switch. But what you'll do is you'll just come to the site, you'll log in with Replit. It'll ask you to verify your account. This will go and find your plan level right here. So that's where Francisco was saying, if you just upgraded, sometimes this may not reflect that pro upgrade. You may have to wait 12 hours a day for that to fully cycle through the data set on the back end and make its way to us. And then you can connect it to Discord. I am already connected, but I'll disconnect and walk through that process. So you can disconnect here. This is going to clear all of my connections to Discord. So this is where you would end up. Account verification plan. I'm on an enterprise plan with this Chrome browser, but yours might say Pro or Core or Free or whatever it is. And then you'll just authorize Discord. This will then connect to Discord, and you'll go ahead and authorize that. And once that's in place, this will send you into the Discord to be able to open the app. It's going to open, it's open another browser. I'm going to go ahead and continue in the browser so I can keep showing you here. And then what you'll do is you'll come into the settings, and what you'll want to see is, are there any linked roles that you qualify for? And if you click linked roles, you'll see things like Replit staff. Well, you guys won't see that. Day one, pro plan, ambassador. So this will allow you to claim those roles. So if you are on a pro plan or if you're an ambassador, you'll be able to claim that. I don't think I have an ambassador flag, so I'm not able to claim that. But I will grab the Replit staff one, and you'll see that it has a check mark here. And so I can just finish that. And now I have the Replit staff check mark. Right. And so if I come in now and I see, and I go into like a general chat and I say, hello, friends. Now this has assigned me my role. It shows that I'm part of the Replit staff. And yeah, you can have whatever pro or ambassador or day one if you come from the old Discord server. So the day one role is for folks who were in our Discord server with us and kind of really helped us validate the process of having a Discord open. The ambassador role are folks who are official ambassadors, which Francisco, maybe you want to talk a little bit about how people can become part of that. Pro is coming from obviously your plan level, and that's about it. Replit staff, you have to have a Replit email. So yeah, maybe you want to mention the ambassadors, and then we can wind this thing down.
Yeah, absolutely. And while I do that, Manny and Reimar, can you drop in your X links in the YouTube chats and maybe LinkedIn and Twitter? I think a lot of folks are asking for those. I just dropped my personal one. Sorry, it comes from the Replit official just because that's where it's tied in from on the restream side of things. But a couple of things. One, yes, on the community homepage, the community kind of resource, which is pinned to the top of the channel, That's the best place to learn about the ambassador program. A lot of you, I see you here like every week, week to week. And what we're looking for are people that are helping teach others how to use Replit. Number one, that you love Replit. And number two, that our goal is to bring the next billion software creators, and enable them to be able to build on their own. Really kind of empower builders to, create their own software, create their own projects, maybe even create their own businesses. And if you're already helping others do this, that can be by hosting your own communities, hosting events, creating resources. Like, we want to hear from you. Please submit. There's an application there for more information. Right now it's invitation only, but probably over the next week, we're going to be actually opening it up to the public, kind of launching a full page, and then just accepting applications as they come in. Again, I see a lot of folks in here. I mean, KG's already an ambassador, but I see Joy, I see Angelina, I see Chris, Jack Makes Apps, a lot of folks that are joining us every week. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you so much for your support. So that's number one place to go. Second thing is, and I always say I'm going to regret this, but so far I haven't. So please be kind to me. I'm going to drop in my email in the chat. That is sincerely the best place to kind of get a hold of me. And if you're having issues with the credits, accepting the credits from the social link, if you're having any issues with support, please, you have to give me a ticket number or else I really can't help you. Or if you're having any connectivity issues with the Pro plan or kind of dropping into Discord, let me know and I can kind of get you connected. Right now, we're a little slowed down just because we had a big launch, but I will do my very best to jump in there and help support as much as I can.
Yeah.
But again, last thing I'll say is there's so much more coming.
So much. I'm seeing some comments about how to use the code we just shared. So what you need to do is you go to that code and click and log in with Replit. You don't put that code in your social post. You don't, tuck it in your back pocket and hope that we issue you your code. You don't you click the link and then you follow the instructions, right? So you log in with Replit and it will tell you what you need to do. And then you need to go and repost the Amjad tweet and then share the social post. So in that code, there will be a form field where you'll need to post the social post you made. So the goal is for you to go and retweet the Amjad post and then and share about your experience or whatever the requirements are for that social post, which again you can find when you click that link, and then share your post in there, and that will come into the back end, and we'll be able to then share the credits with you.
Absolutely. And as part of the retweet, what we're asking for is for you to please showcase what you're building with Agent 4. So you have to have built something with Agent 4 along with the retweet to kind of showcase what you're building.
And it says, let's see, somebody said, did it already max out? Somebody said
could have maxed out.
It said it's already been claimed, but no, only 20 out of 200. So there's 200.
Okay.
There's 180 more. So if it says the code's already been claimed, you are using the old code. You need to add the dash copy at the end of that code. So if you, we had to create a new code on the fly. Sorry.
How does the claiming work? You claim it when you first sign in, and then you have time to do your post, or is it after you submitted the post?
No, let me show you. I'm just gonna open up. Let me go to screen share. So this is the code that you have. I'm going to copy the link, right? And so what you'll do is, and let me go to a, oh, come on, why are you not, hang on. I think I need a different browser profile here. Hang on, let me grab a different, because I'm logged in with my Replit account, so I won't be able to actually do it. Let me pull a other Chrome profile tab over here. 1 second. Okay, so I will go into the code. You just literally drop the code into your URL and hit enter. And claim your community rewards. You'll log in with Replit. So you'll click that button and click allow. And then what you'll see is you have 5 minutes to do this, right? So this will expire, and it tells you right here, there's 165 out of 200 remaining. So some of you all are doing the thing. And then it says here, celebrate, And so you'll post, you'll add your post here from X, right? So let's say you made a post about this. You'll come to X, you'll grab your link, you'll post it here. I'm not going to do this because I don't want to grab one of the spots. But again, you have 5 minutes to do this. And this only matters if you're getting towards the end, but you can extend the time once. So let's say you're getting towards the end. There is a time limit on this so that other people can kind of claim these. You can't just kind of reserve your spot forever. And yeah, you just share your post. It comes back into a dashboard, and we will, fire those off and approve the claims.
Awesome. Someone's asking about the Amjad tweet. Let me drop it in the chat.
Oh, yeah. And actually, if you want to send that to me in Slack, maybe I can edit this and update the description with that link too.
Yeah, and then there's a link to the Replit post, but also the actual Amjad tweet. Let me drop that to you now. The actual tweet from Amjad.
And you sent that in Slack?
Bam. Yep, just posted it.
Nice.
And then let me post it in X and in LinkedIn for everybody. Sorry, sometimes we don't give enough attention to our folks on LinkedIn and X. We got a good amount of viewers there now.
All right, let me see if this will let me edit, and I'll add the link to the. Let's see.
Custom vibe coded software here, folks. Okay.
Let's see, save changes. Okay.
And I just
For
posted
some
on
reason,
YouTube.
it's not letting me update the coupon codes. So, yeah, I think I made them editable, but maybe didn't allow
And we'll send an official retweet again, from the official accounts. Just keep an eye on the official Replit. And I already talked to Reina, and we're going to be sending out another one.
Nice. Okay, great. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I might be the best vibe coder on the planet.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure. I'm just telling you, the label, I'm gonna plant my flag. If you think you're better, let's compete. Let's do this. Like,
is that what
you
we
got?
have to do?
I'm telling you, baby. Like, I'm
Vibe
feeling real.
Arena?
I'm feeling real fresh, y'all. Like, after today,
Andrew did do like that Replit Street Fighter thing, so maybe we have to do like a vibe
really
code
cool.
arena thing.
Yeah, shout out to Andrew Blumson.
I need some. If I'm going up against you, Ryan, I need some. I need like level ups or something. Like I need like a handicap or something. It's not fair. Like if I go up against you, I'm gonna get crushed, dude. So we need like maybe like a scoring. Well, like maybe based on your Replit like profile. Like if you're advanced or master, you got like a handicap or something.
No, the Mario Kart, right? The little Mario Kart pop-ups.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I need some power ups, dude.
That's the only way I beat my girlfriend at Mario Kart. That's the only way.
Also, everyone, we're going live as well tomorrow. Something slightly different.
Yes.
We're going to be live from the ground floor here at Replit headquarters. So we're going to be, going to see people in the background. We're going to pull special guests on. We might even have some of the leadership come in and say hi. It's going to be a super fun show. So definitely join us for that. And I also like share what you're building on Agent 4. I love to pull that in and maybe like highlight some of those cool builds that we're seeing.
Yeah. Tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, today was a lot of fun. I was very nervous coming into this. And then when it started going bad, I was like, inside, I might have been keeping my cool out on the outside a little bit. Maybe not that much, because I think I leaked a couple F words on this stream.
You got it.
I dropped the F-bomb, y'all. Don't fire me. This again, it's just the confidence to be able to experiment. You saw we ran into an issue, we rolled it back, we got through different things, we got the platforms live, and so join us. These streams are where it's at. If you want to learn how to really use these tools, we're going to be digging in on this stuff. Again, if you're a pro, join us tomorrow, the next week, the week after. We talk about this all the time. Just set your schedule. If you see an event from us, just put it on the calendar. You don't want to miss this stuff. It's too good. It's too good.
Yeah, and there's a lot more content coming up. We're going to for beginners, for the pros, even enterprise things coming as well. It's very, very soon. So again, thank you all so much for joining. It's awesome. I mean, we're at 200 people still here watching, and I really sincerely appreciate it. I'm getting a couple of questions about building on mobile. Check out Replit Learn, replit.learn. That's the best place to be able to kind of learn the latest on how to build on mobile, how to build on laptops, things like that. So that'll be the best place to kind of go and check it out. And I think huge shout out to PulseQuake. I didn't realize, I've seen you on Discourse as well. Thanks for helping out in the chat. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. We sincerely appreciate it. Any closing words, Raimar?
Yeah, just this one here. You do not need to be on a pro account to claim this credit. The credit link that we shared, it's pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. You do not need to be a pro. You do not. You must have a paid account because we can't issue credits to free accounts. So you must have a paid account. So you must be at least on a core plan. Unless, Francisco, are we going to provision folks? How do we want to do that?
Yeah, we'll go through it. We'll do our very best to provision. Honestly, we're going to prioritize folks that have a paid account just because, to be very honest with you, it's just so much easier on our back end. We're still kind of building out some of the stuff on the back end on the code side. Raimar has just made it easier than ever to be able to do this. And we're kind of learning as we go and kind of building up the infrastructure. So, yeah, we'll do our very best to get the credits out to everybody.
Yeah. Backwards compatibility soon. Yes, we're fighting for this. Trust me, I have apps that I'm desperate to go build mobile apps on top of. Yeah, for sure. This is something we're gonna push and fight for ASAP. I don't know when, no timelines, but yes.
Awesome, yeah. Well, sweet.
Okay. All right. I think we could do this, but I got to go change my shirt. And
Awesome, y'all. Thank y'all so much.
All right, everyone.